Hey, guys. Totally normal beginning to our stream that didn't mess up at all. Okay, YouTube.
Bananas.
Here's the thing.
God.
We had audio issues. Hopefully they're good now.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And Josie's
Hopefully
here.
Josie doesn't ruin it again by speaking.
Wow, that is fucked up.
Could you imagine? Imagine it was all Josie's fault.
I don't even remember what we were talking. Oh, I said something about Batman. And then
Okay, so we all went and saw Batman.
Yes.
Wait, is this still...
Or do you want to do the weather and the word of the day first and then talk about
I don't
that?
care about all that. as
Well, I got a great
I'm just-
word of the day.
I'm just making sure... Wait. Is this episode 17 or 18? Fuck.
Look, I know you can see it, Amanda. What do you think?
Just wait one minute.
It sounds like something Christy would come up with.
Okay, so this was 17. Okay. Oh, wait, no, 16 and then 16.
We call that an NFZ.
I literally miss Christy. So
I miss Christy so much.
I get
too.
to see her
It was
tomorrow.
2 6.
What are you going to go see her for?
I have to talk to her.
Oh,
about
because
her
this was
stuff.
the... Okay.
About what? Oh, about
Right.
that stuff.
Smart.
Yeah, and some other stuff.
Oh,
Okay. There we go then.
When are you going to go see her?
Probably about
And
10.
then you go here.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Flint
so
did
early.
it. Thank you.
I would go with you if it wasn't so early.
No, I think you're lying.
Stop just...
Podcast. Anyways, just for a little bit since this is all your fault.
Okay, then.
All right, goodbye.
God is not on my side.
God is not on your side. I feel God in this Chili's tonight.
God hates me.
I feel God in this Charlie's tonight.
You know that song, Marissa? There's a song that
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
we're
we're
good.
back. We're good. All right, goodbye, Marissa. You and Amanda can talk about whatever fucking song she's talking about later.
Okay. So far, this is
This has been a fantastic podcast. Will they or won't they work?
fucking Charles. 2%. Don't fucking Charles me. Literally, like, nothing's happening. Like,
you
it
need
just
to Christopher
stops.
him.
Oh.
I don't know what is going on up there.
I don't have headphones anymore.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm sad.
Damn. It's okay.
Josie's just over here not able to listen to what we say other than hearing our normal voices. She can't hear her own.
This got to really throw
No.
you off home. Let me try.
Love how you
Josie.
called me on stream. Yeah, and no one will ever know because
No, they
no one
know.
heard it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Also, Kat, I'm not that attractive. Plus, what kind of ring pop?
Like what flavor?
Because maybe.
Because maybe.
Equipment failure indeed. I don't know. I really I pushed a button that usually isn't pushed, and now things are working. So I guess we'll see if it cuts off again magically.
Maybe
out of
that
nowhere.
button will pop out.
Let me just keep moving stuff around. See
Any
if it-
kind of ring pop you want, baby girl. That's what she said.
Kat, you're nice.
Oh,
Also,
look what you've done. Look what you've done.
So Josie said, "Cat, you're nice, baby grill."
Bibba Grill. I'll buy you a ring pop factory. Oh damn.
Oh damn.
Kat.
There's you, a sugar mama.
Yeah, there you go. A sugar mama. Now there's a sugar mama.
Creighton, please.
Look, the part where he does the thing and he's Batman, I was like, now there's a Batman. Wait,
Wait,
did you
which
just have
thing?
headphones that you just whipped out? That's fucking
I
awesome.
used the green cord, and apparently it's the cord that's the problem.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, no, 'cause I did the same thing.
But you have to be okay with me and Creighton banging.
But they're literally
What'd you
the
plug
same in the little jack part. Yeah. Try again, Charles.
Well, 'cause what's annoying is that
Usually the equipment works.
Dun, 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 dun.
You are really ruining what I was
I think the cord is
Dun.
saying.
What were you saying?
I don't know, maybe not.
I'm just excited about Batman.
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Did you like it, Amanda?
I loved it. It was pretty interesting.
But you have to be okay. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
reading that out loud. I absolutely fucking love that music. The music in that movie is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Wait. Before we get into it, let's do like the weather and the word of the day.
Oh
'cause
my
this could be a
God,
long
okay.
discussion.
The weather in Bernalillo County, New Mexico. Bernalillo?
Barillo.
Bernalillo. I don't know.
It's
Bernalillo
Spanish.
County, Bernalillo, in New Mexico is 44 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy. Precipitation is a whopping 0%. The humidity is 28%, and the wind is 5 miles per hour. And I've already exited off of the thing. Do not ask me what the precipitation was. Fuck you.
What was the humidity?
Humidities.
Just like the
Amanda.
sound of the Batmobile. Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
Honestly, the Batmobile was like
Make sure you're like
100%
Yeah.
the best part.
It was so sick. Especially when it lights up and the
Yeah.
kicks in when the fucking the front, I don't know cars, the front engine,
The headlights and
the
stuff.
not the headlight, but the glowing orange, like the nose on a muscle car. I don't know what
Yeah.
those things are called.
The
The nose on the muscle car.
the nose. on the-
Okay, sure, the nose.
The grill. The grill.
No, it's the thing on top of the hood.
grill is the front of the
Yeah.
Oh.
decal thing or the
No,
I'm bad
yeah,
at
hood
words.
scoop. Hood scoop.
Okay, sure, the hood scoop.
The hoop. The
Of
hoop,
course, the
if you will.
17-year-old would know, and we wouldn't.
Um.
I love the weather.
Go ahead.
What? I love you.
The Urban Dictionary word of the day is no fry zone.
1 moment, 2%. I need to talk to you.
Charlie, do you want to know what no fry zone is?
I never want to know what the word of the day
Why
is,
don't
but
you
I guess
guess?
I'm gonna know anyway.
Oh, well, you know what? Fine then, Charlie. The fuck?
No, it's not you, Amanda. It's Creighton. He
Oh,
always insists that
okay.
I ask.
You should guess.
I didn't know. I thought you
I
were
just want you to
genuinely-
say it.
I thought you were genuinely concerned or
Yeah.
like
Start all the way
curious.
over. I didn't even hear it. I blacked out because of how mad I was at Creighton just now.
Okay, so the word of the day is no fry zone.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Do you want to guess or no, Charlie?
No, just go ahead and tell me.
Alrighty. 1/4 mile on each side of the exit from McDonald's drive-thru. Dangerous since exiting drivers are digging in the bag for their fries and not paying attention to the road.
That's
Yeah.
actually like a legit thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that.
Honestly,
Okay,
I don't
good.
even touch the fries until I'm like halfway home.
Oh, see, that's crazy.
But see, they're not.
'Cause
They're,
they're not even good
yeah.
after that. Like they're only good right when you buy them because
Mm.
they've just come out of the fryer because
That
they don't care
especially
about
from
pouring grease on you by
McDonald's.
accident. Fuck McDonald's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but their
McDonald's gone
breakfast is
downhill.
really good.
Yeah, fuck them, but sometimes they're okay.
Yeah, it depends on what time of day you go and who's there.
Oh
you
my
know.
god, I disagree.
There's so many factors. Anyways, Fuck
0
McDonald's.
factors. They're all terrible.
Batman though.
Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman. Okay, so
Um,
now that we've all seen it, we can talk about the plot. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna
Wait,
put
wait, wait,
spoilers.
wait, wait.
What?
Yeah,
You
put
know what?
spoilers up, and then like I want to hear what Amanda and Josie think about it first, because me and you have seen it multiple times, so we can break it down a little bit more, And I just like, you know, 'cause there's a lot of shit that I noticed the second time going around. And I kind of want to go
2%
see it a
wants
third time
attention.
just to see if I notice even more shit. You know what I mean?
Hold on, wait. I did tell 2% before he goes to bed. 2%. You were right. Shirts, good idea. I want to do shirts like this. We didn't really get the audio cut out the first time when we were talking about it. I want you involved on the creation of said shirts 'cause I feel like you'd have better ideas than us about like what the actual logo should be. And 3, remind me tomorrow on Twitter, like DM me about plans for next month. That's all I'm gonna say, and then I'll fill you in tomorrow on Twitter. So just all that. I just wanted to make sure you had all those on your brain before you left. Anyway, good night, and we love you.
Good night.
Anyway, as you were saying, Kraton.
Oh, no. So I want to hear what Amanda and Josie first think, because me and you've seen it multiple times, and there's a lot of shit I noticed the second time. So I'm sure there's a lot of shit you've noticed
Yeah.
every time. So you guys go first.
Well, I mean, it was awesome. That's all. I mean, like,
Yeah.
me and Josie were talking about the what were we? It was like the graphics, the just
Oh,
all of
yeah.
that in general.
Yeah, it was really put together for a film of that
That
how
caliber.
long it was
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense for how much effort they put in to make sure the cinematic and like the music was never overbearing
Yeah.
or anything like that. It actually enhanced how the feel of the movie, and especially during the Batmobile scene. Okay, great. But especially during the Batmobile scene, it never like felt like the score was going over top or way over when it was supposed to be.
Did you so that you guys are both like the Batmobile scene is your favorite?
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, yes.
Wow.
Which part of it? Like the part where he's coming like over the flames, or
Yeah,
like all
that
of it?
one.
Yeah,
That was
closer to the end as he's catching up to the penguin was like, oh yeah, he's getting your ass. You're not leaving.
For me, during that scene, one of the most gangster moments is like, you know, when you're watching like, I don't know, watching one of those action movies like 300, and one of the main guys gets stabbed with a spear and then looks up, breaks the spear, and keeps fighting.
Yeah.
Whenever the Batmobile is like in the car crash part where the things are moving over, and then the giant cinder block tube rolls towards it, and it just
He
like
just goes through
it
it.
just
like it's
goes
paper.
through it like it's paper. Like I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this thing reinforced with?
Yeah.
Like
That's what I was
that is a
doing. Like, I
fucking
was-
gangster ass
like, the
billionaire
fuck?
car.
I thought it was gonna be like a big thing, like it was gonna run into that and it was gonna cause issues, and it's like that's barely an inconvenience.
Literally, barely an inconvenience. It's so that's the perfect phrase. He was like, "Oh look, a giant concrete pipe. Better run through 5 of those real quick just to give the Batmobile, you know, some. Gotta train it. Gotta get used to what it can handle."
And then like he's like, I got you, and then
Yeah.
you know the Batmobile
Yeah.
just comes through the flames and like fucking
Okay.
decks him. But like the part that really took me out of the
It's
movie, of that
sneaky.
part is like fucking Penguin flips like 12 times, and I was like, there's no way he's walking away from that. Like,
He
No
didn't.
way.
He was dragged.
but you know what I mean?
I
Like,
know what you mean.
know, like every bone in his body should have been
Oh
shattered.
well, I don't know about that.
Well,
Vehicles are
Should've been
tough.
dead.
even in my accident, I hit a telephone pole and
Uh-huh.
knocked the light over. I had bruising all across the side of my chest.
You gotta get
and
right
I'm-
up in that microphone 'cause they can't hear you. I'm just saying, like you do.
But like after the accident, I didn't notice I had bruising until I would go to take a shower, and I look over at my side, and
Ooh,
the whole
yep.
side where the seat belt actually caught my chest. Like I didn't even realize how bad it was until after. And
Damn.
I'm just like, this man's dead. There ain't no way he's walking after that.
I fell off
I hit
a-
a pole. That man flipped. Like,
I fell off a
and like
shed.
flipped a lot.
I fell off a shed about 13 or 14 years ago and landed on a log, like a tree, like a log that had fallen over. And like I didn't realize until the next day that like just all of this
it's purple.
purple. It's just like what? Like I was like, oh, do I have is this cancer?
So-
that I just am I dying of a disease that trees cause when you hit them? Like I was freaking out because I had never had like it. You know, you have a little bruises as a kid from like falling down and like fighting with
Right.
your brother and sister and shit like that. But like something that gigantic and out of nowhere, like when
Yeah,
you
like, if
don't
it's
feel it,
bigger
it's
than your
crazy.
fist.
So like a lot of the what I wanted to ask you, it's so this Batmobile is actually like a physical Batmobile, right? Like there is a real car that they made for this.
Oh, it
Yeah,
seemed like
well,
they took the
Because
body-
like I didn't think in Batman versus Superman, that's not a real car, right? Like that's mostly CGI.
Probably mostly CGI. Now the tumbler in the Dark Knight
Yeah, the
trilogy is a real
tumbler is
thing,
real,
and so is
yeah.
the motorcycle.
Yeah. All those are real vehicles, but I didn't know anything about if this was like an actual like car or like
I
if it
think it's real. I'm not 1,000,000,000% sure.
because like the things like don't get me wrong, like this is a fucking fantastic car. I love that car. It's not. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Though. It's like it's a great Batmobile, but it's not my favorite. It's probably like my second favorite.
Yeah, honestly, like visually, it's not super impressive. I think it just lends to the idea that this Batman does it all himself. It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
like the most. Like if Lucius was making all his shit, it would be fucking sick
Oh,
and
yeah.
gangster, you know. But the fact that he's the one doing it, he's just getting vehicles and reinforcing them and doing it. Literally everything he's doing
Yeah.
himself.
My favorite Batmobile is probably the Tim Burton Batmobile, like that version of it. There's something about like the canopy and like being him just like jumping into it and jumping out of it. Like it feels. I don't know. That's always been more Batman to me than like the other ones.
Yeah, he does a lot of Batman things in this movie that you,
Oh,
that
yeah,
you like.
yeah.
That like not that they didn't do it, but they just didn't do it as well in a lot of other movies. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
one scene, literally, there's one single scene, and the whole fucking Ben Affleck Batman thing that seems the most Batman-y is when he runs into the cloud of the destroyed building to
Yeah.
save everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You
or
know,
the
during the
or
Superman
the or the fight scene towards the end where he saves Martha.
Yeah,
that
like,
seemed like a
those two scenes. It's like here's him fighting, here's him being I don't care about myself, I'm gonna go save people.
yeah.
Like those are the most Batman moments in that whole fucking thing.
In this movie, he was like every moment with him was Batman.
Yeah, like
The part
he's
with
always
the shadows
save
at the
people,
beginning,
do right first, be
Oh,
someone.
Josie looks like she's got
after.
something to say.
When he's going into the club and the scene of the hallway being black, in my mind, it's like reminiscent of the Darth Vader scene.
Oh,
It's
the
like-
hallway scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
And
a
all you
hallway
see is,
scene
like,
if you think about it, huh?
flashes of him fighting them, and all I'm thinking is like, it's Darth Vader.
Yeah,
It's
this
over
is Darth
the
Vader.
lightsaber.
As soon as they all go to save Falcone, and then they hear the door open behind them and turns, I was like, oh yeah, this is the Darth Vader. I
Well,
kind of thought that's just what we all assumed.
yeah, no. So like, the more I think about it, like, there's in the last couple of years, there's never been a bad hallway scene. You know what I mean? You got the hallway scene from Daredevil. You got the hallway scene
From Darth Vader,
You got 3 in Star Wars. You
Yeah.
got the Luke Skywalker scene, the the Maul scene,
And the Darth Vader
scene.
scene.
Like,
Now
and
you
all
got
those
this.
came out. Yeah, like if you have like
and
some
even
kinda
though it's not in a
closing
hallway,
doors,
and even though it's not in a hallway, Thanos fucking up all of the Avengers at the end of Infinity War is
Yeah.
basically a hallway
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. Has that become like a new trope?
It's just somebody fucking everybody up in a line that comes out.
Instead of the sky beam, we got hallways now.
That's
which
a
is
good
such
point.
which is such a leap.
I love in this that during that scene, the only thing is whenever he falls down and Batman finally gets out and it's the upside down him walking in the fire.
Yeah.
I wanted the music to crescendo like crazy right there, and it just goes like, it like calm. That's when it calms down, which I get if you're listening to a record or if you're listening to the actual soundtrack. But in that moment when he has won, I want the dun 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 dun. Oh shit!
what's
Razan,
up?
thanks for my invite
Well, no. I think
to talk about Batman. Nathan,
Wow.
listen. Shut up, dude.
Josie's here too, so you're gonna be really mad.
Nathan, hold on. It's
look,
late.
look, this is what
forgot.
this is what I think. Okay, I think
I thought you were gonna come and let's just do a you and me podcast and like Creighton maybe show up if we actually. I'm bad at planning, Nathan. I'm sorry. I love you. I apologize.
I think that the music crescendoing right there would have been not good because, like, we're talking spoilers. That's not the guy that Riddler wanted to get, and I feel like that the music kind of foreshadows that. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
What are you doing? I see you just leaned all the way
Hiding
up.
from Nathan. My shame is overwhelming.
Oh, okay, I got you. Anyways, I feel like also that my favorite scene in this movie, and I got a lot of favorite scenes, but it has to be like that very first scene. It's either that scene, like the very first scene with the shadows, where like I am the shadows or whatever, when he says that, because nobody knows where he's fucking at, and he
Yeah.
could be
I
anywhere.
was late.
Oh, well, no, this is after. You should have seen this. This is right after the Riddler scene.
Is that him like walking through the crowd and he's talking to himself?
Yeah, it's during
Oh,
that.
Yeah, kind of.
It's
Yeah.
after you see the beacon. The
yeah.
dude gets hit by the car, and then the other dude
Oh,
drops the
yeah.
spray paint. And as the spray paint is rolling into the shadows,
He like
says-
runs away.
no, he said, before that he says, "They think I'm in the shadows." but I am the shadows. And it, like whenever it
Yeah.
cuts back
Yeah.
to the
that-
big group fight that's
and
about to
then
happen.
and then like my other favorite scene is when he's at the crime scene, the very first crime scene, and then like he sees the tiny footprint, and then he sees the boy, and that just makes him like stop in his tracks. Like
Mhm.
that's such a good like
Batman thing.
yeah,
That's
like,
such a good, like, what's going to get to this character that, like,
Oh, yeah.
personally, what could even ever
Oh,
get
yeah.
to this character
and then
at all?
then
except
on
for
top
this.
on top of that, you have the Nirvana keys start coming
Yeah.
in. Like
Nathan,
it's
I'm
like,
sorry.
That's
We'll
like
talk about
really
it.
sells it. You know what I mean? Like it's like the dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Well, they also, especially in the Batman, like whenever they involve the Batman in any franchise or anything, they always seem to show this is why he's the Batman, and then this
Yeah.
you already have that
We've
connotation.
seen it. We've had it beat over our
Yeah,
head.
exactly. So just having that scene of him recognizing another child has lost his parent, so of course that's going to affect him.
This movie says a lot without saying anything.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
I love that. Like I love that they show rather than tell. You know what I mean? Like that scene where he's going through the evidence and that dude's like, "Hey, like you can't be doing that," or whatever, and he just looks at him,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he keeps doing what he's doing, and then he says something else to him. And he just
He
looks at him
hardly
again.
speaks in that opening, the whole opening.
Oh yeah.
Like, so he has his dialogue, like his little.
yeah,
or
where
not
he
dialogue,
answers
monologue.
the riddle, and then
Well,
he
no,
tells
I
him-
mean the
oh.
monologue. The first monologue is straight out of a fucking comic book.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like describing what it's been like for 2 years and who he
Mhm.
is and how it's gotten. And then when he's in, when he gets to the scene, the first thing he says is that he died while he was away, or that his thumb was cut off while he was awake.
Yeah.
Like he just gives that and gives the reason why he knows, and he doesn't say anything all the way until he says he lies still.
Yeah, and
Like, he just
never-
doesn't speak unless
he
he
never
needs to.
addresses anything either. Like the guys are all staring at him, like like what the fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean? He's just like in his own, like he's already processing the crime.
Yeah,
scene,
the whole
you know what I
thing.
mean?
The thing I like the most is he's never having to make copies or anything on the go or keep anything 'cause of his contacts. Like that's such a
Yeah,
it's such a like it makes you when they show you that right away. The rest of the movie, it's all you're thinking about when he sees anything.
Right.
At least for me.
right.
Every time he saw evidence, I was like, "Wait, he should." Oh
I'm
no, he doesn't
kinda-
need to keep that.
I'm
That's-
kind of like I love that, but I'm kind of upset 'cause I like used that in one of my comics that I was writing, and I hadn't published it.
the
so-
contacts thing.
Yeah, like
Well, that's
my-
a thing
one-
in a lot of stuff.
Well, no, I know, but like I had like created like yeah. I'll tell you about it later, but it's
Okay.
really like the way that it's very similar to the ways when I saw it. I was like, oh shit. But anyways, I'm sure other people have come up with it, so it's not like a
Yeah,
wholly
it's
original
in a
idea.
lot of movies and shows
Yeah.
over the last like 20 years.
Yeah. But
It is a cool
anyways,
it is a cool
I do
concept.
I like the concept in itself, and I like that he uses that to kind of help keep a journal. And I like that he keeps a journal. Like you don't really you get a lot more you see a lot more of him rather than him just telling you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like there's not I like his relationship with Alfred too, because it's not like the full on like father son thing dynamic, but you can see it starting to evolve into that.
You can tell it definitely probably was, but like it's kind of like gone on
Well-
a decline since he's been Batman.
Yeah, and it's like he's like addicted to it. You know what I
Yes,
mean? And
exactly.
I would love to see them if they do a sequel to this, and they probably are going to do a sequel.
If
But I would love to see them start kind of deconstructing it more. Like okay, like 'cause in the last couple of years, like Batman's like whole thing has kind of become more of like a not an addiction, but like a compulsion. Like he needs it, rather than it just like being like something to be a symbol.
True.
And I like that. I like it when they're like, "Well, is this good for him or is it not good for him?" And I like that they're kind of hinting at that kid maybe being Robin, or maybe him seeing himself in that.
yeah, the fact that like I really thought about it on this watch specifically because the first scene is a fucking ninja, and it's the little kid being a ninja.
Yeah.
That's the opening spot. That's
Yeah.
gonna be Robin. There's no way.
Well, no. So my thing about it is, it's either gonna be Robin or it's meant to be symbolism for him. You know what I mean? Like him kind of like saving himself a little bit instead of just being
Yeah.
completely consumed by Batman.
That too.
But like this time around, there's a lot of shit that I noticed. Like just in the first like couple of scenes, like the stuff that the dude that gets killed says, the stuff on the news beforehand, even like the newspaper clippings I had noticed before.
That's why I
But-
got so mad that you were talking the whole time the first time. This movie, and I'm not just saying this because of what you just said. This is one of those movies that to me is like Game of Thrones in that everything happening means something the whole time the movie's on.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
and that
Every single piece of like down to the sentences, every single
Yeah.
word of every sentence is like, it's like Breaking Bad. Like everything, there's no loose ends by the end of the movie. Everything is solved for everything. The
But-
only loose end in the end is like the introduction of the Joker.
But that adds to the rewatchability of the movie because you can go back and watch this and notice different things each time. You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
It's not like a one watch and everything's like put on the table for you.
Yeah, well,
That-
it's also
and-
3 hours long.
And some movies I think are good at doing that. Like, that you can get everything on the first watch and be like, okay, I fully understand this. And then some movies like this, I feel like it's fun to rewatch it because once you know what happens at the end, you start noticing a lot of things that really, really line up. You know what I mean? And it all comes together in a way that feels very natural. Like I was talking, Josie was talking about the runtime earlier. This movie doesn't feel like 3 hours to
It
me.
really doesn't.
It feels very short.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to the pacing of it.
Yeah, the
because
pacing's amazing. You're
it's-
never bored. It's
Yeah.
never a movie
Oh,
that
yeah.
You're
it-
never bored. There's always something to keep your focus on it.
And it's never slow.
No,
yes, it's
I mean,
incredible.
it's slow, but it's not like
agonizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
slow.
not like the kind of slow where you're just like, ugh, I'm just sitting through dialogue. It's like you're interested in everything going
yeah,
on.
it's
Which to me, that's just me. I could sit down and watch a whole movie of talking, like as long as it's good talking. Like I'm not someone who needs action or fighting. The action or fighting's cool, but like the thing I'm there for is the good writing and story of the movie.
Oh, another thing I noticed, and especially in like you say the Dark Knight trilogy, as you see him fight, it's not as aggressive as it is in this movie.
Oh no, he's a
Yeah.
fucking
'Cause
he's like a
only starting out.
yeah, he's like mad when he's fighting
Yeah,
in
he's
this
like-
movie.
Like it kind of reminded me. I don't know if y'all have seen No Way Home yet,
oh yeah,
but
we've seen it like 3 times.
I don't know.
No, you're good, but we're
But-
just monsters.
Yeah.
You hear them speak about being angry and how they stop pulling their punches.
Yeah.
He's not pulling no punches.
No.
All these criminals are getting fucked up. Like he went to go talk to the penguin, and oh yeah, I broke that guy's nose. Completely nonchalant. Like he didn't care. He was just like, nice. Like I was waiting for him to be like, nice, and just keep rolling with his dialogue.
I would I get exactly where you're coming from, but I think that's the point. Like this is the movie where it's like he's like way too into being Batman, and it's kind of
Yeah.
starting to become an issue. And like him hearing that dude say "I'm vengeance" or whatever towards the end.
It really
is-
messes with him. Like you can see
Yeah,
that. It's a
yeah.
visceral
A
reaction.
lot of people are annoying online about like little dumb things, and the like biggest little dumb thing is that everybody says that this movie isn't funny, and to me, this movie's really funny.
This movie
This
is
movie has some
yeah.
when it's funny, it's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Like it's not a comedy. It's not supposed to be a
No.
comedy by any means, but like there are moments that are hilarious.
you know what it is? We've been watching.
You could have at least pulled that punch. I did.
We've been-
like that's just so
yeah.
it's quick to the point joke. Boom, here's a joke, back to the
Yeah,
dialogue.
and it's like it fits in with their relationship. You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
not like he's like, hey,
When the
Gordon.
coroner says "excuse me" at the beginning, and
Oh,
he's just
yeah,
standing there, and he
yeah.
just kind of barely,
And see-
barely sidesteps out of the way for him.
And see, like that's the kind of humor that was in the animated series. I think the
Exactly.
animated series is hilarious. It's not a fucking comedy, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot of things. It can be goofy. It can be serious. You know what I mean? Like, but the thing about this movie is like it realizes some of the shit that it's doing is kind of crazy, and it like just rolls with that. You
Yeah,
know what I
all
mean?
the penguin scenes are. He's the best
Oh,
part
yeah,
of the
he's
comedic relief for
fantastic.
sure.
Easy, dog.
He's great.
Whatever he says. Easy. What does he say?
Uh,
Like when he first sees Batman.
Easy.
Easy, sweetheart.
Yeah, easy, sweetheart.
And then he calls him Chief, and then
And then from then
Commissioner
on,
calls him
he's
Chief.
champ. He
Oh,
says
yeah.
chief the one time, then he says champ when he's
Oh,
still
yeah.
talking to Batman. Then when Bruce Wayne, this one like got me this time. I was like, wait, was when he goes to see Falcone. Penguin's like, all right, later, champ.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, wait, he has now called both Bruce Wayne and Batman champ. Does he know something? that was just the joke that entered my brain, but also like he keeps calling him champ.
And
I love that. That's like like a thing that the Penguin. That's just how he is. He's like, I'm gonna call people chief and champ and all that shit.
I love the twins. The
He's like
twins
a
are
dad.
kind of like a running joke to me.
Yeah.
And every time he goes to the door, it's kind of like a
Yeah.
running joke.
Yeah.
Like when he
What's
first
the
goes
rule
there.
of threes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They do a really good rule of three thing there.
He
with the-
comes
with the
up
door.
and he's like, "You know who I am," and they're like,
yeah.
and then they close the door in his face.
And then they do it again. Do you know who I am? Yes. Like when he's Batman and when he's Bruce Wayne, they do the same exact thing. And it's
And then the
fucking
third time he
hilarious.
just sneaks in, closes the door on them, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? That was the whole plot of this movie. Him trying to get past that door and close it on one of those ones.
I was looking at my phone 'cause I thought it the third time but didn't think to actually look at my phone 'cause I'm an idiot. I think that if we go back when this movie comes out and like perfectly go to the exact center part, it's him, like it's the crescendo of the chase scene. 'Cause I looked down at my
What?
phone,
The exact center.
like the
part.
exact center of the movie timeline,
Oh yeah.
like exactly halfway through the movie, I think is the end of the chase scene. 'Cause like it's hard to tell with credits and with like the opening trailers and stuff, like exactly when, but like it was in the right little pocket of what time it was for that to make sense. Which I thought that's just, I don't know, I'm dumb. I like little tiny pieces of info like that. 'Cause what's it called? Tenet. Have you seen Tenet yet?
No.
In Tenet, there's a big giant chase scene that, like, that whole movie's about time and about time reversing itself, without spoiling anything crazy. And in the middle of the movie, things start to spiral backwards, and it's really cool.
Marissa said that to me while we were watching it this time, and I said, "God damn it," because you know what Doc Martens are, right?
I do not.
So they're like these big ass black boots that goth people wear.
Oh yeah.
And Marissa goes, "Batman looks like he's got those goths on,
Well,
or Docs on." I mean,
well, if you look at him, if he's still in like Batman mode, he has his eyeliner on and his hair's all in his face. I'm like,
oh yeah.
in my mind, I'm like, he's just like in his emo phase.
Are you kidding me?
To
They
me,
play
I'm like-
Nirvana throughout this whole
I
movie.
know,
He's
I
in
feel
the
like
middle of
people-
his emo phase.
My thing is, like, I feel like people don't remember that, like, Christian Bale did that. like a lot of the
Yeah.
Batmen do that. They put the black eyeliner all around their eyes.
No,
so
but they
that
don't really show it though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like as
And
soon
if
as
you
they
look
take
at
the mask
his-
off, it's gone.
And if you look at his looks like he doesn't care how like dirty or like uneven or
I mean,
anything.
who would? No one's gonna see it. No one's
Well-
supposed to see it.
But it's like he doesn't care because he doesn't care about like his other persona. He just cares about Batman.
Yeah.
You know?
I
Like,
mean, I
that's all that
guess.
happens.
But no one's ever supposed to see it anyway. Like utilitarianly. I don't know how
That's
to.
a word.
I don't know how to word that. But in a utilitarian way, it'll never matter 'cause no one is ever. Alfred's the only person that knows.
Well,
yeah.
There's no reason to keep it all pretty.
playing off of what Creighton just said, he has neglected being Bruce Wayne in favor of being the Batman. 'Cause you hear Alfred, like, he's like, oh, you're dressed up. You don't, like,
Yeah, there's like little hints to that he's
And-
just like, fuck being Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman now. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
And
mean,
he
it's,
never
it's not
goes
little
out.
hints. It's like the whole part of him being Bruce Wayne is that he doesn't care about being
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne. Like,
And that-
it's pretty. It's not subtle by
Well,
any means.
And like I think the part of like what really has me thinking about now that I'm thinking about like really lean towards the Robin thing is like Robin in the comics comes in
Grounds him
well
into being a person, not just Batman.
Exactly, and he comes in and like basically changes his whole demeanor. His punches stop being like, where it's like angry and start being more like,
I have to teach this kid
yeah,
how to not like, just ruin people.
because he
and be a good person
he
while fighting.
sees himself so much in Robin that he's like, I want to show him how to deal with this properly and not become what I've become. And
Well-
there's this great scene from Young Justice where Wonder Woman's like, why would you put a kid into this situation?
so he doesn't turn out like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
You know
seen
what
that.
scene I'm talking? Have you
Yeah.
seen that scene, Charlie?
I don't know.
It's,
I've
it's-
seen versions of that scene in other like Batman and Robin things.
it-
Because there's
it's-
so many different versions now of him teaching Robin.
and that scene particularly like hits hard like every time I see it because he's like, why? They're like, why would you like bring a kid into like this kind of
Yeah.
world? And he's like, so that way he would like, so that he would turn out like you. And he goes like, no, it's so that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Batman's such a gangster. Just the character in general.
And I don't know. It's a really good movie. Look, the thing that I've been thinking about because I've watched a couple other people talk about online is like they're like, oh, the third act is kind of weird and kind of takes you out of the film, and I don't think it does. I mean,
it doesn't to me at all. If anything,
Yeah.
the third act to me is not only the best part, like personal, like what I like the most and what I look forward to, because it has that, like, if you've never seen it, the movie Zodiac. A lot of people are comparing the Riddler to the Zodiac, which to me,
I see it. I can see it.
okay, well, to me is just not even sort of accurate. To me, it's more like Seven. They beat
Yeah.
for beat take scenes out of the movie Seven. It's Brandon Cavillo. Brandon,
Cavill.
no, he has a thing. He didn't like the movie at all, which was like devastating
He
because
didn't like the Batman, or
he didn't like the movie.
Seven.
No, the Batman.
Oh.
And he's mad because there are straight up scenes taken out of Seven, which there are, but like it was more of an homage. I thought it was cool. But the Riddler is much more like John Doe in Seven than he is the Zodiac. But the thing that this movie did that Zodiac didn't was have a good ending for the bad guy. The Zodiac's
Right.
based on a true story, where Seven is a total fiction, like a
Right.
crazy, demented fiction. And this is almost like the two of those bad guys got together and became
One person.
one person. Because
Yeah.
like the Zodiac killer just kills meaninglessly. He just kills like women, and like he tries to kill men, but he always is like rageful against women. He was just a crazy serial killer who had
Yeah.
fucked up mental problems, which is where I see that in this character. But in terms of the theology and the meaning, Seven, he's doing it in Seven. John Doe's killing based on the 7 deadly sins. Like he's a serial killer with like a mission to make each of these kills like based on a sin, and like to he's explaining that. In this, he's trying to like call out the political corruption in Gotham. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's doing it in like the ridiculous, crazy cipher way that the Zodiac killer did it.
I feel like that
With his
there are
clues.
definitely elements of the I haven't seen Seven, so I can't
Mhm.
attest to what you're saying
Yeah.
about it. But I've seen a lot of Zodiac, and I know a lot about the Zodiac just from like thinking he's interesting in history.
Is
There-
that right?
I do. I watch a lot of documentaries. Anyways, I see elements of Zodiac in there, like definitely in the look of the Riddler and the way that they do the because there's like this emblem that he has like either right here or right here that's literally like a question mark, and it's almost like in the middle of like a little bullseye thing, and that was like the Zodiac symbol.
Yeah.
Was like that little bullseye or crosshairs thing, whatever you want to call it. And I can definitely see that, and the ciphers for sure are that.
What?
What do
What's
you
so
think
funny?
about
Breaking news: Creighton is salty again.
what do you think about Falcone?
What about him?
I'm
Well, I
sorry,
just-
it was Simmons the whole movie.
Really?
Couldn't see him
You just
anything.
couldn't see him as
I
anything.
I
but
thought I
Simmons from
could.
Transformers?
I look. I'm not gonna lie. The very first time I watched it and he first came on screen, I was like, "Oh shit, it's Simmons." But then, like as he talked and like especially
Yeah.
that scene with
The problem
Bruce,
is people don't watch a lot of movies, and a lot of people only know him from Transformers.
Well-
He's an incredibly accomplished actor in
oh
a lot of
yeah,
things.
absolutely.
To
Well,
me, like he's Simmons last. To me, he's he's the poker trainer in Rounders. He's so many other characters.
he was Monk. He was Monk's brother in the show Monk.
Yeah, I mean he's a lot of different. Simmons ass.
But
Sector 7.
But I really this movie especially, like and seeing and knowing a lot more going into it this time, like that whole scene with him and Bruce, like after Bruce finds out that his dad like did that kind of shady shit and why he did that shady shit, like
Well,
that.
he didn't actually do the shady shit.
Well, no, he didn't, but like he still like went and asked him. You know what I mean? And
Well, he didn't ask him to kill him.
no, but he did ask him to do
To
something.
scare him. He
Yeah,
just told him
scare
to put the fear of God, like scare him, say,
Yeah,
tell him
yeah.
not to release the stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what he asked him to do, but
Yeah.
that whole scene with Bruce and him, like together, like the Robert Pattinson and was it John Turturro?
John Turturro. I don't know. People say it different.
Yeah, they like fucking kill that scene.
Yeah,
You know what I
I mean, he's a
mean?
great.
This-
John Turturro's a great actor.
Oh no,
Wonder
I
if he has
know.
any
That's not,
Oscar
but like the where even like the part where he like puts his hand on his shoulder, like that, it's fucking like there's not 1 second of this movie that I don't believe those actors aren't who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They
even
all play their part the way they're the way it's
He won an Emmy
portrayed.
for Monk,
he should have won an Emmy for
playing
Monk. He fucking killed
outstanding
it,
guest
man.
actor, and then he was nominated for the Night of as lead actor in a limited series or movie. Sorry, I just want
But yeah, everybody in this movie was perfectly cast.
he
to
was
me.
dripped out the
Yeah,
whole
he
movie. Those
was.
glasses, holy shit.
Yeah, it was a little distracting. He was wearing sunglasses at night, but I'm okay
I was
with
like kind of expecting after he was shot for one of them to just like mine.
it.
just
Oh,
take
like
his
Penguin
glass.
bend over and pick up his glasses
Oh,
and
that
be
would've
like,
been
"It's
funny.
Yeah.
my thing now."
I love that the penguin waddled when he was tied up. They made him
Yeah,
waddle.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
funny.
funny.
Like a
Was
good
it clever?
homage.
That and him using the Uzi like he does, where he like does like he puts
Yeah.
like crank like he crooks his arm in like a big
Yeah.
C. You know, he does like that thing like that he does in the games and shit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like cool little tiny homages for like a second. Like they're so fast. Like I love when they don't just throw them in your face. You know, they're
Oh,
not.
yeah.
They're not
It's
just
very
like, look,
subtle.
look at our cool reference to the thing you all love.
There was
It will totally overshadow this whole section of a movie.
there was
Instead, they're just like, here, if you see it, and you like it, if you know what it is.
there was something I saw early on this time that I was like, "Oh shit, that's straight out of another Batman movie," but I can't remember exactly what it was. I want to say it had something to do with like one of the scenes where they're near the bat signal, but I can't remember.
Oh, are you talking about the dude being interrogated and she's like, I have 9 lives and just punts him over?
No, it's
She
not
says
that.
9 lives
This
before
is this
that.
is really early on in the movie.
Mm.
I can't remember what it is. And as soon as I see it, I'll fucking know what it is, and I'll probably remember like
Uncharted?
tomorrow and text you guys.
What about Uncharted?
What about Uncharted?
I don't know.
Are you
Marissa said
saying this
Uncharted.
Batman was Uncharted? It was Uncharted until we got in there.
God damn it, Creighton. Shut the
Somebody
fuck
said
up.
that was it you that said Robert Pattinson was distracting as Batman?
Me?
Like you were just like, oh shit, it's Robert Pattinson.
No, I mean, as a joke, like for there's certain moments where I like couldn't get it out of my, because like when Christian Bale is Batman, I'm like, that's Batman standing there.
Mm-hmm.
When Robert Pattinson is Batman and it closes in on his face, he's such a young Batman. It's like the youngest live action Batman we've ever seen. So like, there's something in me that just is like, it's like a Halloween costume that he just
I
he's
get
just
what you
killing
mean.
it in. Like not in a bad way. Like I don't think it's bad. Yeah, it's like such it's a super impressive cosplay, and like it still works. Don't get me wrong. It's not like a negative thing in my head. I don't not like it. It's just very when it closes in on his face, like when Falcone's dying and the camera looks up at him,
Yeah.
like that, or when he leans over to look at the penguin in the car during at the end of the chase scene. Like there's just little moments where I'm
It's
like, man,
jarring.
that's Edward
He-
from fucking Twilight.
He does a lot of like good acting with his eyes in
Yeah.
this movie. Like, and
He's a great actor. A lot of people haven't watched. I mean, if you pick 5 movies of the last 10 years that like are the indie movies he's
Mhm.
done, and the guy is a fucking incredible actor.
well, and like the thing that this is gonna kind of sound out there, but the thing that really reminded me of is like Pirates of the Caribbean. With Davy Jones, the guy that plays Davy Jones, a lot of his
Yeah.
acting was done with his
The
eyes
eyes.
because he's got so much CGI and shit over him that like really the only thing that's coming through is his eyes. And like the expressions that Pattinson gives in this movie,
His
like,
name is Bill Nye, by the way.
yeah, he's fantastic. The expression Pattinson gives in this movie with his eyes are great. Like even the I don't even know how to explain it, but there's a lot of times where it like cuts to his face and you just see his eyes either get wide or
I
like
noticed
get
that
small.
When he was
You know what I mean?
interrogating with interrogating the Riddler while he was in Arkham.
Yeah,
He was like, "Oh, I can't wait for this final thing."
yeah.
And you see his eyes
Like he's worried that the Riddler
confusion.
knows who he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
That's such a tense scene.
They did a really good job of framing that. The second time I watched it, it was off to me because that obviously the first time you watch it and it's like, okay, well now I know that he didn't know that he was Batman.
Yeah.
The second time I was like, it sounded weird the first time when he just starts saying Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
You got to really like hear the nuance in Paul Dano's performance when
Yeah.
he starts saying Bruce Wayne, like after the thing he had previously said, like everything is so like perfectly not contradicting,
lined up.
like
Coincidentally.
two-sided. It could mean either thing. The way he's saying it sounds like he knows that that's Bruce Wayne
Right.
until you know the whole story and re-listen to it. Like for real, you got to listen like word for word. It's so
Yeah.
hard to tell what he's trying to say until you piece it together. It's like the dialogue is so carefully put together, and Paul Dano that had to be the hardest part of playing that character is that
Oh,
whole
yeah.
dialogue. 'Cause
But-
that dialogue's fucking nuts.
And Pattinson does a good job of like playing like he's scared to us because we know who he is, but also like if if we were just
Just
in
in
the
case he
Riddler's
doesn't
shoes,
and something's happening.
yeah,
He never gives anything away either.
Yeah, if we were in the Riddler's shoes, we'd have no idea. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's how close he is.
How close he was to figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like one of those hilarious moments of like, how do you play this situation out? What do you do? Do you just go, how the fuck do you know about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like if he had like waited like 2 more seconds and just like gave it away in something that he said, like Riddler would have figured it out.
Yeah.
You know?
And you notice a lot in a second viewing, when all the things about like when the bomb is at his place and it's supposed to kill him, and they're like, the bomb was meant for you. The first time you watch it, you're like, why would he try and kill him if he thought it was him?
Right.
Like, you know, 'cause especially in the trailers really sell it
That
that he already knows.
Yeah.
Like if you don't,
And
if you didn't
everybody would
watch
expect
in the
him to know
trailers,
because he's the Riddler.
exactly.
You
He's like the only person that like really ever figures out
know?
that he's Batman before like any kind of confrontation.
That
but-
would be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, but in this one, he really doesn't know 'cause he's trying to kill Bruce, and he just happens. Like Bruce you would think going into the first viewing, once that happens, that he was trying to hurt Bruce because he knows who he is by killing Alfred
Yeah.
or by killing the lady.
I
or
thought
whatever.
Alfred was dead.
Yeah,
Oh.
everybody did
And I was
for like a moment.
yeah, for like a hot minute, I was like, "Damn, they really fucking killed off Alfred." And now this new chick's gonna be Alfred.
That would have been
And-
stupid.
Well, the thing about it is, I was kind of on board. I was like, "Fuck yeah, okay. Well,
No.
let's see where this is going." You know?
No.
But no, don't get me wrong. I'm not. I'm glad they
Caesar
didn't.
is my Alfred. Andy Serkis.
I'm glad
is
they
my-
didn't kill Alfred, but I was super intrigued. Like, okay, well, what are we doing? Like, where's this going? And then I thought the very first time I saw it, I was like thinking about the kid, and I was like, damn, are they really gonna kill off Alfred and have him make a new Robin in this movie? You know what I mean? 'Cause I got to thinking more and more about how it was 3 hours long. And I was like,
Michael
fuck,
Caine.
they could go in any direction with this shit.
Yeah. They really could. Like that was the big thing the first viewing. I was like, where the fuck is this going?
Yeah.
Not in a like I don't know where it's going, like in a it could go so many places where it's
Yeah.
going. 'Cause especially by the time Falcone gets shot, you almost forget until the moment he gets shot that the Riddler's even a character. 'Cause by that moment, it's been like 40 minutes of movie time since the Riddler said anything or left a clue
Oh,
or
yeah.
anything.
Like it's really spaced out 'cause I didn't realize that the Riddler, like, kind of the last thing Riddler does before he shoots Falcone is he blows up Alfred.
Yeah, that's the last like actual thing that is left. The last
Yeah.
communication anyone has with the Riddler
Yeah.
is the message with the card from Alfred getting blown up, and him typing to Bruce when he goes to El Rata Alada.
Yeah, which was funny. Like, it's funny every time that he's
Are
like,
you saying that Riddler found out that Bruce was bad? No. We're saying that like the movie with the trailers
Paints it out.
painted
Yeah.
that he did. And then when you are watching, because I've seen it 4 times now, Nathan, and Creighton saw it the second time tonight. When you're watching it after knowing that he doesn't know, like things click in a weird, like a super
Yeah,
big way where you're
yeah.
like, whoa, it all makes a lot
like,
more sense.
from the very
The movie lends itself very well to a rewatch, I will
Yeah.
say.
yeah, like
Chandler, I love women.
even after this, the thing that you told me, I'm
I also
not a
love
huge
Gilmore
fan
Girls.
of that. Like, if that's true, like the
Which
thing you-
thing?
that dude that he fucking just destroys at the very beginning, if that's the Joker's brother, I really don't like that. I like it
yeah.
even less now, like having watched it again. And I'm
I don't know if it's meant to be the Joker's brother in this universe. Emergency Awesome was talking about it in the very early trailers that there's a character that looks just like him. That
it's
is that
Joker.
person.
And I hope it's just an homage to
I know
that,
Chandler.
because, like, I don't know, I really don't like that. I don't know why. I think it's like the whole everybody being related to everybody thing. Like, don't get me wrong, with certain stories it works. With Star Wars it works. With Batman, no, I don't think so. Unless it's like somebody like Bruce Wayne, and like, you know, that kind of storyline, because it makes
Wait, you don't like what?
I don't
When they're
like
related,
everybody being related to everybody.
Well, they don't have to be related to everybody. Just
No,
related
but
to someone.
But like,
I mean, Catwoman is Falcone's daughter in this movie.
yeah, no. I'm fine with that because it makes sense for the story. But like that dude being Joker's brother, like, I feel like it's just unnecessary. You know what I mean? It doesn't really add anything.
Suboxy.
Unless it like specifically. Wait, Why is Creighton better looking? Thank
He
you.
always dresses better than me. He's always wearing like a suit jacket and nice things. I mean, he just constantly tries to outdo me. I don't even try. If I tried,
But no, I just feel like
Meemaw.
that it's kind of like, you know how they made Rey related to Palpatine, and it just to me because of the Last Jedi it doesn't work. And in this movie, if they made that guy the Joker's brother, it'd be weird.
well, I don't think it's meant to be known yet. That's kind of like an emergency awesome kind of guy who would know that ahead of time situation.
Yeah, but I don't. I'd have to see it. I really am not a huge fan though, and I'm.
Oh, well, Chandler, that's the lighting. He has a big, wonderful light behind him. He literally is like an angel. There's light, like he has
Thank
light
you.
going over his shoulders, over his face. Like I'm over here in the corner of this fucking dusky ass part of the room.
You
Shirts
need a
off.
light behind you.
You've seen it enough times to make rank your Batman movies. You put in this number one in terms of Batman film.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
I think I
question.
stand by that honestly. Like
You put
the
it as
only
number one?
movie that compares is The Dark Knight. Like they're
But
just so
you-
close. I would say that this is the best Batman movie, and that The Dark Knight is probably still technically the best film, but like maybe not. It's close. Like this could be a better film to me. They're just such different. Like what they're trying to do is so different. Like they're such different films.
I like God, I don't know. I rewatched Mask of the Phantasm last night just to kind of prepare for this discussion, and I've seen The Dark Knight enough times to be able to probably recite it.
Yeah,
Um,
you and me both.
So
Batman is the best one. Chandler,
Batman like 89 or the Batman?
what are you saying, Chandler?
Yeah. I think I still stand by probably The Mask of the Phantasm being the best Batman movie ever.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I'd never heard of that.
The Mask
Yeah,
of the
and
Phantasm.
most people
Well,
haven't
no,
because they're not Batman
well,
nerds. And I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm not saying that no one should see it. I'm saying Creighton keeps talking about Batman Mask of the Phantasm as if it's like everyone knows about Batman Mask of the
I
There
have
is
no
a lot more
idea.
people than you think that know about Mask of the
I think there's a lot more people that don't know than you think. I think you
I mean,
think
don't
it's like
get me
1 in
wrong,
10 people
don't get me
know.
wrong, like,
It's more
I'm-
like 1 in 1,000 people know.
I don't think it's 1 in 1,000. I do think it's more like 1 in 10. But what I will say is this: like, do yourself a favor. Mask of the Phantasm is like only 90 minutes or something like that. It's a ridiculously short movie. You guys should watch it, check it out, and then come back and compare. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
and I think you should too, Charlie. I mean, you would love it.
Do you want to know what the box office for Mask of the Phantasm
It
was?
wasn't good. It wasn't. It was a huge bomb. That's why they didn't do any more theatrical.
Yeah, that's
releases
why.
for that
That's why.
universe.
That's why I say that probably less people had saw it than you think.
But what I will say is, like, Mask of the Phantasm is number 1. This is probably number 2 for me, and then Dark Knight is number 3. I think that's where I'm at, because after rewatching Mask of the Phantasm, it's such a good movie and such a good mystery too.
Is that the one with the Court of Owls?
No,
Okay.
The Court of Owls hasn't really had a movie yet. I mean, you have Batman versus Robin, but Court of Owls is more like a side note in that. It's
I
more
like the
about
hints.
Robin.
I like the hints to the Court of Owls and to the Hush. In
Yeah,
this movie,
yeah,
I like that they're already
I
setting
was-
stuff like that up.
I was surprised they stuck to Riddler being the main bad guy. I thought Riddler was going to be kind of like a scapegoat.
Side.
You were the only person that I thought that to me.
Really?
Like, that I'd saw. Like no one really Emergency Awesome hinted that he thought maybe there'd be more bad guys, but that the Riddler would be the main one at the end of the movie, and that like maybe they would, have the other ones
Well-
in it, but nah, they really just
I-
straight up stuck to what they told
I
us were
think-
going to be in this one, and then very lightly hinted at other people.
I think
Their side
it's coming up.
antagonists
Yeah.
with the
With
Simmons
Falcone.
and Penguin being there, but the
Simmons,
main yeah, I'm sorry, his
Falcone, how dare you?
Falcone and the Penguin, but you're actively looking at what the Riddler is doing. All these
Yeah.
they're just pieces of the puzzle he's
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
So
It's-
obviously you're looking more towards his actions than you are, they've done past actions.
I'm glad they did that though, because like I'm so used to like the Nolan movies in that, part of the marketing I feel like, or part of going into seeing Batman Begins, you feel like it's gonna be more about Scarecrow, but Scarecrow is just a piece of Ra's al Ghul's plan. And then with Rises, you think it's gonna be all about Bane, but again, it ends up being part of Talia's plan. And I think going into this movie off of those movies, even though it's been like fucking 11 years, I'm still like of the mindset, okay, well, like who's gonna be the real bad guy? 'Cause Batman movies do that a lot. Even Mask of the Phantasm does that, and it's really, really kind of distracting. And The Dark Knight kind of does that too a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong, Joker's a huge villain in that movie, but in the day, it ends up being like Two-Face that really like
he
causes like a
takes
bunch of
he
fucking
takes the
shit, you
cake
know?
with it, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
Brain.
no. I'm thinking about one how I thought that the Joker in this was Two-Face in the first viewing 'cause of how fucked up his face is. 'Cause his face is very fucked up. Like if you
But
really
it's
pay
also
attention.
kind of obscured too.
Yeah.
But,
But-
you can also tell, like,
Yeah. it's
his
Also
just
about what
smile.
Marissa
faces-
said.
What did Marissa say?
She said that she thought the clowns were gonna be a bigger part, like the ones at the beginning that get beat up. 'Cause in the trailer, it really seems like they're like, they're like in the trailer
I-
2 or 3 times.
I
like
never-
the fight between them.
I never thought they were gonna be like the big bag. It always kind of felt.
Well, I
like
thought they were gonna be part of whatever was going on at least,
Nah,
but they're literally
nah.
in it for like a moment.
I never felt like that about it. It kind of felt like jobbers, you know what I mean? People that show like this. Oh, this is like Batman. This is what he does.
I
'Cause there's a lot of that happens in Batman movies too.
I wonder
where,
who
like,
that-
there's like this gang.
I
Or
wonder who
whatever
that
he
character at
beats
the
up.
beginning that doesn't punch the dude is. Like if he's
Oh,
gonna
you
mean
think he's
anything
gonna come
later.
back? I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think
Oh.
it's just symbolism
For
like-
what?
For like the
Him
the
making an
young-
impact.
Well, no, yeah, that and like the young, like impressionable person that wants to be part of something, and then seeing that shit, like,
This
him
is what
fucking-
Gotham
Fucks
has to
with
offer.
yeah.
yeah.
He's Robin.
He's Robin. Bet.
Oh my God, if he's Robin,
What?
I
What?
mean,
That
I
would
could see
be
that
It's
being a
not-
Jason
turnaround.
Todd Robin.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
not the
It'd be-
worst.
It'd
Like
be a nice turnaround, but again,
Well, the only thing about it is he's so old. He's so much
Yeah.
older. Yeah. And they've said like if they do Robin, it'll be like somebody's like 13, 14.
well, then again, all the Robins.
it should be the chick who played X-32 in Wolverine or in Logan or
Oh,
X
Daphne.
whatever.
What's her name?
Yeah, her
Daphne something.
female Robin. I'm voting female Robin, and it's her. She's
I
a gangster.
mean, I could see female Robin, but the only thing about that is we've seen that a lot lately in media, where it's like the
Switching the
grumpy
gender.
old dude
Yeah.
like takes in the kid and mentors her,
Has
and
it
she brings
failed?
out the best. It hasn't failed, but it's like it is overdone. It's like it's also like the new Skybeam in superhero movies.
I don't know. I think this one was great. That's my.
It's good. It's
final-
good. It's a good
I'm
movie.
Sorry, but like as you're saying, like you can't see him as the Batman. Like in any scenes where he's like, "I'm doing physical labor," in my mind, I'm just thinking white man tortilla. Like,
I was joking a little bit. Like it's silly. Like it looks funny when I see his face, but like for real, he's the best on-screen live-action Batman that I've seen. Like he's like Christian Bale's a great Batman, but like in terms of what Batman is, what the character is in the comics and the games and everything, like Robert Pattinson's Batman is way more.
I like
Creighton didn't like
Pattinson.
No, he didn't. No.
Yeah.
My joke earlier, Nathan, I joked that like
I love Pattinson.
the only time it ever took me out of it in the movie is whenever it closes up on
His
Robert Pattinson's
face.
face. Like when Falcone
Yeah.
dies and it looks up at his face, or when the Penguin's car crashes and he looks down into the window. Like there was a little piece of me that like just pulled myself out of the movie and was like, that's Edward being Batman. He's just so young. It's like when Christian Bale's being Batman and it looks at his face, the mask, I think it's because the chin, it's like its whole bottom part of his face is exposed in this.
I like that.
And I do
though.
too, but usually it isn't. And I think
Yeah.
that's why it's so hard for me. So many times I was like, how does the Penguin not know that this is, he just talked to him. Like this
Yeah.
looks
Well,
like,
well, like I
like,
think it's a
it's a
combination.
very defining chin.
I think it's a combination of it being dark and like the people aren't really focused on the chin; they're more focused on his eyes. 'Cause like I noticed that like that my eyes weren't really drawn to his face,
Lower
but
half
they
of
were
his
drawn
face,
to his
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah. I don't know. He always looked like he was crying just a tiny bit.
Yes.
That's
yes.
that's just the nature of wearing eye makeup, Charlie.
You're
I
like,
guess.
he's gonna cry right here.
He really
watch.
didn't age.
He
yeah,
was
he
just,
really didn't age very much from the Twilight movies.
He was
very
just
similar.
constantly in the rain in this movie. That's what that is.
That's
I
true
swear
as
to
well.
God, like fucking every time I turn around, like it was fucking raining.
I like how this movie takes place over 1 week. Not even like
yeah,
Not
It's like-
even a week. It was
yeah, like
like
6 days,
6
7 days.
days.
that's just Gotham for you, baby.
6 days in a movie.
That's Gotham for you, Chief.
It was fucking awesome. It was so good.
Also, he does call him Chief like twice.
Who?
So Penguin calls him Chief, and then Gordon calls him Chief.
Gordon doesn't call him Chief.
Gordon does call him
When
Chief.
does he call
I
him
saw
Chief?
He calls him Chief in the scene where they're in the cage.
You're so dumb. He's talking to the police chief.
No,
he
he's
tells the chief
not.
twice,
You're
"Let me
not
handle this,
listening to
chief."
me. He's not
I've
even
seen it
ta-
4 times.
You've seen it 4 times, and you still keep fucking missing it. 'Cause it's not when he's talking to the chief. It's after
I
the
bet.
chief
I
is
bet the
left.
fucking script's online already.
Oh
Oh,
my
okay.
god.
He calls him Chief. I know it 'cause I looked for it this time.
I look for it every time.
That's why I looked at you and you
Whole
fucking looked at
script
me.
with Robert Pattinson. Here we go.
No.
That's why you what?
That's why I looked at you. I looked
You
at you
looked
when it happened.
Why are
and
you
you
looking
just
at
wouldn't
me?
even
This is
look
why
at
you don't notice because you don't pay attention to the movie.
No,
You're
I
trying
noticed.
to you're
I
trying to
looked
make
at
a
you
point.
after it happened to be like, ha, I fucking told you.
That's just a Batman nitpick, like in general in the comics, the movies about the secret. Oh yeah.
Even Marissa saw it.
Dude, Marissa's opinions on this movie are hilarious.
No, but we made the joke about people calling him Chief because she saw it just like I saw it, and you're fucking stupid.
This isn't what I'm trying to look for. Show me the script. There's no way the script isn't out. The movie's been out for a week.
Go back up.
It's-
PDF.
Yeah, there's a PDF. Right
Okay, here we go.
I say I can't even see the screen. Dude, don't slam your hand on the table. Whatever it did, just fuck the audio up.
Okay, here we go.
That's Batman again.
Rachel? This is not the same Batman.
That's Batman again.
God damn
Says
it.
right there.
Wow, you couldn't
Batman
read
revised
Begins.
first drafts. That's 83.
Rachel.
88. God damn it. None of these are. Okay, well, I guess it's not out yet. I'm upset.
Anyways, I know I'm right, and
Uh-huh.
if you want to pay for us to go to the movies, I will.
Charlie
Just
saw
sit
it
through
4 goddamn times.
Yeah, and
Like-
he's wrong. He didn't fucking pay attention.
I didn't get. I'm telling. Okay, you know the test of time is gonna prove me right, and I can't wait to rub it in your guys' face. Like when this is like when there's a script. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You guys just want to be right, so you make yourself think
I
that
don't
you're
know.
right.
Look, I'm
You do it
telling you,
literally all the
I'm
time.
telling you, I looked for it specifically this time, and it's the scene where he's in the cage, and it's after all the police have left, and he's got him pushed up against the cage, and he says,
After they've all left.
or it's right
When he
before they
says
all
that, I
leave.
have-
He
I
like
have
says
the-
it directly to him though. He's not talking to the chief because
He's
after
staring
he
at
says
Batman
it
the
to
whole
chief.
time. I know what you're saying. I know the part you're
And
talking
the
about.
part you're talking about where he says chief is actually in the fucking whenever they're doing the bomb thing.
Bomb thing?
Yeah, before the bomb goes off. Like he comes up to the chief and he says, "Hey chief, there's like blah 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 or whatever." It's whenever they're first walking into the funeral.
What? No, how would he call it? How would he mistake him? That's not Batman.
No, he's calling the chief in that
Yeah, I
scene.
know. That's what. Yeah, but in the cage scene, he's talking to the chief the whole time too, because
No,
he's
no,
trying
no,
to
no, but
defuse
he
the
calls
situation.
Batman chief too in that scene.
Oh my God, Creighton is off the chief pack. I know, dude. He's so. Ever since the first time, him and Marissa saw it, and all they could do. First of all, these two don't stop talking. They've seen the movie twice. He's only seen it twice. Both times, he's talking the entire movie.
And
All
I
he
still
does is have a
noticed-
conversation.
I still noticed something that you didn't.
What thing?
He says it. He calls him chief
well,
twice.
I
Or
bet
people
you.
call
I
him
bet you
chief
whatever money is in my wallet right now
twice.
that you're wrong.
$5.
$5.
Where's my wallet?
There's a dollar right
Is
here.
it in
You
the, is
gotta
it
know
in the
about
car
this
again?
shit.
Did you leave it?
No,
in
it's
my
in my
car?
jacket. But you have to match it.
I have to match what?
The amount of in my wallet.
Well, I don't know if I can do that.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait until this is clarified.
Could
I
you
can't
imagine
wait
though,
until
if
this
they
gets
start
out.
calling him the chief, like Master Chief?
I need this script. I'm double checking. It has to be online.
Anyways, so
The Batman script 2022.
even what if it's not in the script? What if it's an ad lib?
Might
Calls him
have
chief.
been, it may-
Well, it would be in the transcript. Doesn't matter what the original
Oh.
script was. The
Well, then,
transcript
pull
is.
up the transcript. You know what? We did is just
I don't
like
think
watch
it's
this
out yet.
movie with the captions on. Can we go to a theater with captions?
You can, but you have to. I don't know if you have to prove that you're deaf or not.
How do
'Cause,
you
like,
prove that?
I don't.
Huh?
That's
They
what
just
I'm
go like,
saying.
"Can you hear me?"
That's a good point. I don't know.
Amanda, you've been awkwardly quiet. What did you think of everything? What was your favorite part? Like
I
besides the
said-
Batmobile part,
What the fuck is that?
what's your
Don't put
favorite?
me
Like
on the
put like
spot
an
like that.
acting
It's
thing.
from a
This is a
podcast.
fucking podcast transcript. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Is it our podcast?
No.
Could you imagine? Leaked script.
I feel bad for whoever has to watch us and write down everything we say.
This is not. This is the joke. God damn it. Everything is getting me. I'm vengeance. Best quotes from the Batman. God damn it. This is not what I want.
The
You know what?
Batmobile
Fuck it. I'm gonna
turning
try
off.
and find this.
Look, I made so many cream in my jeans jokes during certain scenes.
Now that I think about this, it's having the script isn't gonna help too much because how do we tell who he's directing it at?
Fuck yeah, you're right. Damn it. No, but he's looking at him when he says it.
Yes, he's looking at him because he's trying to keep him from going and killing all the cops. He's like mad because he thinks that the chief is in on it, so he's mad. Gordon's talking to the police chief to get him to let him keep Batman off of all these people and keep all the people off of Batman.
I mean, you just it's ugly that you're wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay. The Batmobile turning on. It turned
Yeah.
me on. Okay,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Dude,
not
the
even
screaming of the engine where it's like,
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
it's like legit screeching.
yeah.
And you can like see the engine warming up underneath, and
Oh,
then the booster in the back turning on. It was just like,
He wouldn't call Batman chief. It's weird. Gordon doesn't call anyone chief. He
He
only
did
calls. He only addresses chief, the police chief, as chief. He's not the Penguin. The Penguin calls everyone in that movie chief or champ. Like Gordon doesn't refer to literally anyone else, and he's probably the only other character in the movie that talks to the most amount of different people other than Batman himself. He doesn't call anyone else chief or champ other than the police chief. He calls Batman man like 50 times. Like, come on, man. Man, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, man. Come on, man. He's not going to say, or sweetheart. Yeah, or sweetheart, the Penguin. But he never says chief to anyone else.
It's okay
You're
to
stupid.
Be, it's
you're
okay
being
to be
you're
wrong,
being real
Charlie.
dumb, and you're just trying to be yours. You're trying to do the thing where you just you're pissing me off. You're just making me mad on purpose.
It's okay to be wrong.
yeah, because
Charlie.
I'm
You know what I
sorry,
mean?
but I'm over here and I'm.
Bum, bum, bum. Ah, ah! Oh my God! She said, "I am not."
Hello. Yep, we're good. Hello. We're back.
Oh, we're back. Shits.
Why do you keep taking your stuff off and not knowing if we're back? I can't. I don't have my headphones on, so I don't know. I
Amanda
need
had
people.
hers on, and
Oh,
Josie
yeah.
had
No,
hers
she
on.
didn't. Josie
Well,
did. Josie was the only one.
Either
and
way,
she's got the little
either
earbuds.
way, I'm glad you played with it until we got it and somebody had.
I don't know what's.
headphones.
I guess I just need to probably get new stuff for all that. I don't know what's going on up there. I definitely feel like it's quieter though.
It
Maybe a
might
little
be.
bit.
It's
Oh,
not really
gosh.
that big of a deal.
Oh gosh. Hello. Are we
Hello.
good?
There we
Yeah,
go.
we're
Okay.
here. We're here.
Okay.
Hey, babes,
I
do
know what that
not
was.
call me.
I'm not getting another call from Creighton. Anyway, Creighton's wrong. And anyway,
I'm not, though. I'm right, and you just don't want to be wrong.
thematically, it makes no sense. You only want to be right. That is the only thing that makes sense.
Oh, I thought you were talking
mathematically.
about Chief doesn't make
I am.
sense.
That's what I'm talking
thematically.
about. That is what I'm talking about.
Well, he's
Gordon
evolving
saying
from
chief to
being
anyone
chief.
else does not make sense thematically.
He's
That's not how
evolving
Gordon
from
talks.
being Chief into being man, a Batman, if you will.
Mhm,
Oh my
right,
goodness.
right, totally.
From vengeance into Batman. You know what I mean? When he was vengeance, he was Chief. But now he's a hero,
Anyway,
so he's man.
thematically, I do not care. You seemed to care pretty hard when you were winning, when Creighton was on your side and everybody, like, you just wanted to be right. But as soon as, I make a few points, you start to, like, stop your all capsing and you're talking in normal letters. Just saying, everybody gets all mad. Creighton doesn't have money on it, and there's no way to prove that he's right, so he's
I
gonna
don't
stick
have
to it
money
until
to
he
put
dies.
on it.
Right,
Mm.
right. You didn't have that money to place that fucking 51st dates wager either, did you?
I
But you
did
still
it.
made
I
that
have
bet.
more money then than I do now.
You still made that bet.
I did.
You still lost that bet. Charlie, I just think it's funny when you get mad. Listen, I don't mind when you guys want to make me mad. Just make me mad for something that makes sense, not
But
something that is just like like try and win an argument that I can actually lose.
'Cause I'm actually, like, as you were talking about it, I'm seeing the vein on the side of his neck get bigger the more he's
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about it. I'm
That's
just
when I
like,
talk about anything. That's just like
And you see how calm
That
I
neck-
am?
that
That's
vein moves.
that's the calmity.
You're not
of
calm. You were literally
somebody that's
screaming.
right.
you were literally screaming in the middle of this argument.
Anyways,
you were freaking.
I don't
See,
know.
Look, he just gets mad.
I don't know
that
if
part we
I'm a-
recorded. That part is actually definable.
I don't know if I'm a huge fan of him and Catwoman together.
Well, I think that's why at the end they kind of
Yeah.
She kind of
Well,
like,
no,
I don't know
no,
if you guys could
no,
tell
no,
in
no.
that last scene at the very end, he like kind of leans in for like, would you like to maybe kiss? And she's like, go handle your fucking
Well, no,
spotlight.
no. But like, I'm like,
What's up, deflection?
even before this movie, I don't get the whole Batman Catwoman thing. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me
Hmm?
wrong. Like, I get it in the sense of like, she's I guess a temptation, but like them as a couple never really like
They get
work
married.
for me. I know they get married and stuff, and I don't get it. I mean,
What do
like
you mean
maybe
you
this
don't get
maybe
it?
I'm just not watching the certain things or reading the certain books I need to be reading. But like I don't know, I like him more.
Like a 9.5 for me.
I like him more with Talia than I like him with Catwoman.
Dude, any of those relationships work. It's like it's superhero with superwoman.
Or like him and Wonder Woman, or him and just Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale's just a normal ass person who's a reporter.
Didn't they almost get married and she cheated on him with Robin?
Wait, what?
That's what
Context.
Marissa said.
You know, you're thinking about Batgirl and Dick Grayson, and Batgirl cheating on Dick Grayson with Batman.
Damn,
It was a whole
that
thing.
sounds
That's
dramatic.
actually in the DCAU, but it's kind of weird, and like she miscarried Bruce's baby. It's
Damn.
the whole thing.
I don't
It's the
want
whole
to know
thing,
that.
but it's in the extended
That's
universe
all
of it, so
stupid.
it's not technically
That's
canon.
not Batman. I don't want any of that.
Yeah, no, I don't want that either. It's when Bruce Tim was kind of.
I just think you don't like Zoe Kravitz all of a sudden. That's
No,
what
I like
think.
Zoe Kravitz. She's a great Catwoman. I just don't like him and Catwoman together. And in this movie, it felt kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's when they're like got their romance going on already. It's done really well. Them starting out their romance is a little wonky to me because it's like he shows no interest in her at all. Really, she's like, you don't even care what happens to me or whatever, and he's like, let me see your face. And he's literally just checking to make sure the contacts are in and that nobody can notice. And then she's gone, right? And then when she comes back, it's like a whole different vibe. You know what I mean? It's like she leaves and comes back, and then all of a sudden they're in love.
Right.
And
I wouldn't say they're in love. I think they have a kiss.
But you know what I mean, though. They're like kind of amping up that this is like a thing now, and I don't think that it's.
Well,
I don't
then
think
again,
that it is.
Think of the movie timeline. It's only 6 days.
Yeah,
It's
no,
6
but
days.
that makes it even worse. Like she comes back and like all of a sudden, like you know, they kiss and she's like all into him, and he's given no sign that he's into her at all.
I think.
I don't know. There's
the
a lot of
sign-
romantic tension in a few of their fights and
Yeah.
moments in the scenes, but like that, like I don't think they're ever trying to sell you on them being in a relationship. They're just
Yeah.
like, here's the chemistry of a character who has not been like obviously not been with anyone in 2 years, and
Hasn't
he's been Batman
with
for
anyone ever potentially.
yeah, potentially ever 2 years straight. He's been Batman. Here's another person like him. You can tell when she starts suiting up.
Who? Bobbert literally
What?
said that once. Who's Bobbert?
Robert Pattinson.
Oh. Said they didn't like being with.
No, the
Zoe.
vengeance thing, right?
Wait, I say 7. I felt like it got.
Right, every time he said, "I'm vengeance," I was like, he says it once. He says it one time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He says
can't
it one
get out of
time.
my head. Like what? It's boring that he says vengeance. Anyways, I don't like it. I feel like it's kind of out of not out of nowhere because obviously the characters in the comic books have a history with each other, but for this movie, it's out of nowhere to me.
I don't think it's out of nowhere. I think it's like right where it needs to be 'cause he, in the moment, if you go back and watch it, like someone who will notice this after 4 times, when he's on the roof watching her get dressed and she starts to put on a suit, he's like, that's where he goes like, what the fuck? It's like another one of me? 'Cause there's no one else doing stuff like him
yeah,
that's dressed up.
Yeah.
Like he's fought other bad guys and stuff, but he hasn't gone up against like the Riddler's the first person that's like in a costume, and even it's not exactly like a costume. She's in a straight up like fucking
well,
real costume like his sort of.
yeah.
Not
like
just
her
not a mask.
Introduction scene as another persona as she's
You got like they can't hear you unless you talk right in the mic.
well as she's like suiting up, you can see that other persona
Take
the
over.
front
Form, yeah.
as she's going down the fire escape, and her movements become more fluid
Yeah.
and not like normal her.
I
Also-
get that.
Like if they kissed after all that shit that's happened, then I would have believed it would be. I would have believed it, but just but I just think it was time.
Yeah,
That's just
no,
me.
like if
I
she
ge- I
kissed
sorta
him
get that.
after he saved her, like from killing Falcone, I think that would have worked better. I agree with him on that.
Yeah.
If
Well,
her kissing him before is really
There's
After they kill Falcone,
no, but after he saves her, like stops her from killing Falcone.
that is not the right moment to kiss somebody.
not like right after. I mean,
the
like,
moment they have there is the
like,
most believable,
no,
genuine moment in the movie because
yes.
he's telling her that, like, she can say she can
she
save
can
herself.
save herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean
When
like
she kissed
right
him the first
after. I'm
time-
talking about after that happens. If
Yeah,
she kissed
at
him
the fight.
at any point, like that would have made more sense. Not before.
Well, the kiss the first time they kiss is not like a romantic moment. It is he's trying to tell her, she's trying to get him on her side. She's trying to get him to help her fuck up that police officer dude. And he's kind of like finally like, okay, sort of, I'll do it, but you got to listen to me, listen to this. And then she kisses him. It's kind of like her going, like, let me take the fucking reins on this situation. And then she even walks away like, you know, like, I just got you, bitch. Like she walks away like a woman that has won an argument.
See, I feel like,
Like, you know what I
I
mean?
don't know.
Yes.
I mean, like, I don't know.
The second time they kissed was better for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it works way better after that scene. But I don't know. I don't. The kiss. I get that that's what they're going for with the kiss, but I just don't. I
And
don't.
to me, it
buy
just doesn't even feel
You
like
know
they're
what I
trying to push a relationship. It's just kind of there's some chemistry between them a little bit, so they explore it a tiny bit, and then by the end, they're like, "Hey, we're not in a relationship," and that's not what this movie's trying to do. They literally, he looks back, she doesn't. He's the one that's into her, if anybody, and she's kind of like, "You need to go do your Batman thing," and that's literally where the movie closes. That's where they choose to close the movie, is on them letting you know this Batman is Batman. At least for right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I agree with that. I feel like that he is into her by the end of the movie, but I feel like it's a little bit more warranted at the end than it is like.
Well, yeah, you've had the whole movie.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like it's like I said, everything after they get like their kind of relationship established works for me. It's the beginning part that doesn't work. That's what I have an issue with, because it's kind of like they're forced together in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well,
when
in the
she,
beginning,
right when she comes back.
well, in the beginning, like neither of them, I think, want anything to do with each other. It's that because he doesn't, he thinks she's a criminal, and she doesn't like that he knows about her at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both just are using each other to
Means
fulfill
to
their
an
own
end.
vendetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a means
Yeah.
to an end. They're like victims of circumstance, but then with it's like
And-
shared trauma. They
and I
they go
don't
through this
know-
stuff, and they're both weird, like superhero vigilante style people
I
in their
don't-
own ways, even though she's really just a criminal.
I don't know if he's like looking back at her thinking like, man, I'm into her either. I think he's looking back at her thinking more about like him saving those people, like after he saved those people and after he saved her from killing Falcone. I think he's thinking more about like the person he saved her from becoming rather than being into her.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how that scene kind of plays out in my mind to me, rather than him just being like, oh, I'm going to miss that ass. You know what I mean?
Right. It makes sense. It does make sense, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was overdone by any means. I think
it was forced in the beginning. I really do. Not like and again, like after they get forced together, it flows naturally
Oh, yeah,
because
I'm
the
with
movie's
Marissa.
so
He's
well
definitely
written
thinking
place.
about that ass. 100%.
Nah, I don't think, because this is a Batman that's not good with people. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like interacting with people, and I feel like he's walled himself off from.
He's
his
good with Gordon.
emotions. He's good with Gordon, but it's like it's a work good with Gordon. You know what I mean? It's not
I
a
agree, Nathan.
like go and have beers with this dude after work kind of
Right.
good.
Yeah.
I feel like we're dealing with somebody that's like socially inept because he's cut himself off from really interacting with people outside of Alfred since he was 8 years old. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he's cut himself off from society since he's become the Batman. Really, I mean, he goes out to the funeral literally just to see if the Riddler shows up.
Yeah, like with literally zero anticipation of the woman wanting to talk to him, Falcone being there.
And
Having
he's
to deal with
horrible
any of
at
that.
interacting with them. Like he just walks right up to Falcone, not understanding that he's not
in
dressed up as Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, he's like, just walking up as a random dude, and people will not just be chill with that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
it's-
stares at
it's
people when they're
such a-
talking, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's got like no social skills.
It's
And I
really,
don't mean
it's
that in a
really
bad-
funny.
Oh yeah, it's
Like, it's-
hilarious. It's hilarious. But I mean, like that's why I mean when you put somebody like in a like that's why I don't think it's like a romantic situation for him. I think he's like if he is feeling romantic feelings towards her, he is not gonna know how to process those feelings because he can barely process having a regular conversation with somebody that isn't about working as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I think it lends itself very well to the character that he is playing in this movie.
Oh yeah,
They do a
absolutely.
really- he
They
does
do
a
all
really
that
good
on
job.
purpose.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like especially in those scenes where he's Bruce. Like when he's Alfred, it's definitely this is what like makes Robert Pattinson so great. When he's with Alfred, even though he's kind of quiet and awkward, it's like a comfortable quiet and awkward.
Yeah.
Like somebody who has no social skills talking to their mom or their dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it works perfect.
It reminded me of
And then, like, at the
that
funeral.
emo teen that like has that like parent that's concerned about them like hey,
Yeah.
man, don't like fucking kill yourself. But you know.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's the situation I would go to, but yeah, I
Also,
know what you're saying.
I think it's hilarious when like he gets up and like Alfred's going over to codes with him and they're eating berries for breakfast and he just puts on sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he's not used to the light, or not. He doesn't like it. Like
Yeah.
I love that he puts on sunglasses to look down at the codes and
Yeah.
read them. Like that shit is fucking hilarious to me.
I don't know. Is Falcone his dad? I mean, they're both wearing
Oh my
sunglasses in the
god!
middle of the
How
day.
dare you? How dare you? Well, in the middle of the day would make
Oh,
sense.
in the middle of the night, I mean.
Yeah, at night it
In the
would be
dark
weird.
places.
I loved his Bruce Wayne, man. It's a great foundation for the upcoming movies for him to become the Bruce Wayne needed for Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The conversation he has with the up and coming mayor, and like she's-
Conversation? You mean her
She- yeah,
yelling
she
at him?
talks
Does
to
he
him.
ever say words to her?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think
I don't
so,
know if he
but
even has a
her
line.
talking at him and
Yeah.
being like, "Hey, look, your family's done a lot for the city."
Or they
Uh,
used to before you were in charge, you dumb
Yeah.
little spoiled
Yeah.
piece of shit.
You could be doing
like
more
that's
for
what
the
she
city.
wanted to say.
She's like, you could be doing more for the
Look
city.
at the Discord at your roles.
Oh, right here?
Your
Yes.
roles.
Yes. Is that Nathan? That is Nathan. That's Nathan in chat. That's his name in this. I'm not going to say it out loud. But it is very funny.
That's that. All of them changed. I didn't notice that. I took my glasses off at that, so I can't read any of
Yes.
it.
Wait, okay, I'm back. Hope it doesn't buffer anymore. Sorry,
Hi,
Flint.
Hey, Flint. Flint, you missed out. We lost audio earlier, so not only was your shit fucking up, but our
shit was fucking up.
too.
It wasn't lagging, but it was
It was
audio related.
fucking up,
I
man.
need to figure out what that is. It might just
Yeah.
be that I never cut those things off. I might need to just start cutting them off after the podcast.
Honestly, like every time I've
just
touched
stay
the
on.
table, like I put my phone down a little bit hard earlier, and the audio went off, and then you did something to the table, and then the audio went off. So I'm not touching the table.
Whack.
No, we're still good.
Yeah, no, I mean,
don't
we
think
are
it's the
now.
table.
I don't know. I just noticed the pattern, and
I might need to replace the aux cords and the fucking or not aux cord. What it is I don't use an auxiliary cord. You're supposed to plug in this kind like a jack. It's supposed to be a jack, but I have aux cords going into jack extenders that aux cords plug into. I need to just get a cord that are audio jacks like this.
You know what my favorite part of this time watching it was? Whenever he like glides down and fucking like gets his shit rocked by hitting that light.
Yes, that was hilarious to me because you're like, oh, he's gonna be cool. He's gonna land on this bus. He gets fucking decked in
Yeah,
the head.
I
Yeah.
looked right at Amanda and went like, shit.
I was like,
'Cause-
oh, fuck.
Yeah, that shit hurt.
We were like, ah.
That wasn't intended to be funny. I hope. But
I
like,
hope it
was
was.
definitely
Yeah.
meant to be
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
funny.
you were like,
It was definitely
shit.
an expectation
Yeah, I did like
subversion
the-
funny.
The bus.
I did like the a reference to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia to Amanda, and she like I looked over at her and she literally lost her shit.
Well, I was losing
'Cause I
it
was
on
like,
top of
I did
that.
that. I was like, shit.
These are goddamn colors. Oh, my
man.
god.
That
So
hurt me. Like
fantastic.
that's another thing about this movie. Every hit that like
it's visceral.
like you
Yeah.
feel that shit. Like you're like, oh fuck. Like when Falcone decks Catwoman in the face with that pool stick. I
Dude,
was
that
like,
shit is fucking real. I think he
Yeah.
hit Zoe Kravitz with a pool
Yeah,
stick.
absolutely.
That shit hurt, dude.
yeah, I was like, God damn. I thought he hit her with a bat at first. I was like, where the fuck did he get a bat? But it's a pool stick. And I'm like, ooh. Like I didn't know a pool stick could hit that hard, but god damn.
Honest question for the table.
What's
Like,
up?
you see her nails throughout the movie, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
they get longer.
Not even that. I'm just in my head. She scratches his face, and in my head, those are broke. Ain't no way those are real nails. Like at all. Like I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I look at mine. I bite my nails, so they're not really long. But there's no way they're that opaque in that way and shape.
Listen,
being real.
Linda. Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda.
This is Catwoman. Okay,
But
she's
even-
got some gangster nails. You just have to understand that her nails are better.
Yeah.
Her nails are cooler. Her nails are just in every way. They are more pristine. They're more durable than normal nails. It's Catwoman.
It
Cats
still
have
doesn't make
claws.
any sense. There's no like supernatural or superpowered explanation for how flexible.
What was
it
the
is.
serum that brought him back to life? None of it's supposed to make sense. It's a
It was
superhero movie.
adrenaline.
Well, it didn't bring him back to life. It was
was
like it was
adrenaline.
a
You know what I'm saying.
yeah. It was probably adrenaline. Like he just
I
pumped
don't
that
know
shit in him.
adrenaline that's green, but like that was
Some kind of
adrenaline.
bat adrenaline. Adrenaline. You know what I mean?
Adrenaline.
He put bat blood in his adrenaline and got COVID.
He got
Oh
COVID.
my god.
He got COVID and raged real quick.
She
That's
was
what I
bitten
need.
by cats, and now she's a cat. In Batman Returns, a cat just basically like
She was bitten by cats.
stands on her chest and then coughs up a hairball in her mouth, and then
Oh
like,
my
you know,
God.
she's Catwoman.
Please,
Ew.
Creighton.
It's
shut
not
the
that
fuck up.
visceral, but like it's pretty much that. And Catwoman in the movie, that's what happens too. Like she's fucking like washed up on a beach, and all these cats come out of nowhere,
That was
and then like
explained
they
supernaturally.
like into
That
her
was-
face, and then
That
she's
was
alive.
explained supernaturally, like the goddess blessed her with another life.
That's
or
whack.
something.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's not in anything else but that
I
movie.
I know, and I like that movie just because I like the outfit.
I love you,
It's
Flint.
ass outfit. Like even in this movie, the only thing I only had a question about is why that mask. It literally.
Yeah.
It,
Look. That movie. Can we talk about the Catwoman? Have you seen the Catwoman movie?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's like one of the best and worst things I've ever seen because they're trying different things with that character, but at the end of the day, this movie only has one thing to do with Catwoman, and that's the title. And there's cats in it, and that's about the only thing. These are the only two things that are in common with each other. Also, there's a picture of Catwoman from Batman Returns in it. So that means that movie might be canon to the Tim Burton
my God.
verse.
Shut
Anyways,
the fuck up.
I didn't notice till the other day I was watching Mr. Sunday Movies talk about it, and they were like, oh yeah, there's this picture of Michelle Pfeiffer and Catwoman, and it might be canon.
oh,
Anyways.
bye, Flint.
Bye, Flint. Good night. Have a nice night. Anyways, that movie is all over the place because it's not Selena Kyle. It's this other girl named Patience who's played by Halle Berry, which, by the way, she did that movie
Bat
fantastically.
nipples.
She sold me on, like, her being a cat because she just, like, acted like a cat and shit.
Release the footage.
What? Of the bat nipples?
Release the footage of Zoe Kravitz drinking milk out of a saucer.
Oh.
I told you. I sent you
That
the
was,
pictures.
That
Release the
was,
footage. That's a photo. I need footage.
Oh, you need to watch it?
I need to watch this.
You wanted her hear her say "got milk" at the end,
Got
with a little
milk.
milk mustache.
Oh, dude,
was
please
waiting
don't
for-
put it in my brain. That's hilarious.
I was waiting for her to say meow at some point.
Oh, I'm so
in the
glad she
movie.
didn't. That would have pissed me off.
I kind of would have liked it. Her being like meow.
Honestly, now that I think of it, she really only calls herself the cat at like that one point.
Yeah,
The cat and the,
bat
bat.
and the cat, or the cat and the bat, whatever she says. Bonnie and Clyde.
He calls
Yeah.
her a cat burglar.
Yeah. Were you some kind of cat woman?
Wait, what's that? What's that?
That's
in?
from Suicide Squad. He's like, what are
What
we?
we some kind of Suicide Squad or something?
And then they're like, oh, that's the name of the movie.
Meows
Ah.
flirtatiously.
I
What
don't
are
like
you, some
that.
kind of Batman?
What are you, some kind of cat?
Meows flirtatiously.
What's the penguin say to bat? He says bat shit.
Was this good cop and bad cop? Or
Oh,
bat?
bat shit cop.
Yeah.
What is this? Good
Yes.
cop, bad shit cop?
That's a great scene too.
That is a really good scene, dude.
You guys
Colin
can't speak
Farrell
Spanish.
kills it.
La L.
Am I the only one that knows the difference between L and La? He fucking kills that shit, dude. Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
I love how him and Gordon are just like, shit, did we fuck this up?
Yeah, they both look at
Yeah.
each other like, fuck, why is the penguin better at Spanish than us?
And I was
Oh,
talking to Amanda, like, world's greatest detective, everybody. Does not understand basic Spanish.
Look, that's the thing I like about another thing I like about this movie is like he's not like a Batman that knows like everything and has like contingency plans against the Justice League. He's very much just kind of playing this by the seat of the seat of whatever it is, the seat of his pants.
He's playing
can't
it by
remember.
ear.
Yeah, he's playing it by ear. Like he's hitting shit and like fucking up like when he's gliding and shit and like
You can
not
tell before
knowing
he
what
glides
L
that
and
he has
la.
not done it a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's like fuck, this is
You-
high.
He looks down and he's like, oh my god, I have to fly? Fuck, I never fly. I can't believe I'm about to fly. I should not fly, but they're coming. So I gotta fly.
I honestly thought that before when I first watched the movie that they were gonna do the thing from the comics where he swings a lot more with the grappling hooks, and I was so fucking excited. I was like, oh
You're re-
shit.
you're
he's
ready
using
for it?
Yeah.
Grappling hooks to just fuck up kids' legs. Like,
Oh yeah, no, he was like shooting that shit through people. He was
Yeah,
like
he was fucking them
he was
up.
doing combos and like fucking taking people out left
Bro,
and right.
in the final battle when he falls through the ceiling with the when he blows up the ceiling, falls through, and the theme finally kicks in. You know the
Dun dun dun.
yeah dun 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 dun, and instead of stopping dun dun, it keeps going when he gets the fucking double shoots the two guys,
Yeah.
backflips off of the bridge to use them as a pendulum so he can front swing onto the next one and kick a dude. Dude,
It's
my
way
little
more
kid, my little kid action heart was on fire.
Oh yeah,
I was
like,
so
no,
happy.
I
it
didn't
is-
realize how well choreographed that scene was until I watched it this time. But
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of shit that you miss on the first time because it's so fast.
It is really fast. A
Well,
lot of the action is fucking
if
light,
you think
especially in the
about it,
club
in
with the
his
lights.
head, he's
Yeah.
probably like, "Fuck yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's cool." And he's
It's
like,
like-
"I hope somebody films that."
In my mind, he's always like, "Fuck yeah, I'm fucking awesome." Like you remember
Yeah.
that scene I told you about from Red vs. Blue where the dude throws the knife in the guy's head? He's like, "I'm fucking awesome."
Yeah.
You
It's like
know
in
he's
Kung Fu
mentally-
Panda. Remember in Kung Fu Panda when he's fighting Shifu and he's usually he's got the chopsticks and he finally deflects from one of them and he's like, "Oh!" And then Shifu's like, he's like, "Oh!" And he starts freaking out. It's like that's like what it feels like, I feel like, for his Batman. Because like in the beginning, he fights all those guys, still gets hit with the crowbar, still gets shot.
Oh yeah.
So he's not exactly, a ninja yet. So in this one, he does the double shot thing and then jumps, and I almost wanted to be like, yes. Like just let out like a little tiny exclamation of like, fuck yeah, I'm cool. Like what you said, like with the fucking fuck yeah, I'm awesome or whatever
The-
he says in Red versus Blue.
The one thing I thought was a little bit silly was that he jumps onto that wire and then immediately cuts that wire and falls into the water. When I feel like because he's using a battering that he can throw, why wouldn't he just throw the
It's-
battering and cut the wire?
Well, he
and then
didn't throw
jump
it
to
at any point in the movie. It would be kind of weird to see him just out of nowhere have godlike aim and fucking, one
Wait,
shot
so
that
is
wire.
this a Batman without batterings?
So far, it seems like it. We
Yeah.
haven't seen batterings yet.
Oh.
That was like the only one we see is the one that's in his
And
chest.
even then, it's metal. It fucks him up to cut that wire. It shocks the hell out of him because he's
Yeah.
unconscious.
But that's
in
what
the
I'm
water.
saying. Like
For
he
a
could have
second.
just throw it. You know what I mean? Like he's got that adrenaline or whatever he injected into his fucking
That
leg.
doesn't
going
mean
through.
your
Well,
aim is
think
any
about
better.
it. Yeah, and think about it this way: if that's his only battering,
He's
he has
fucking that
one
shit
fucking
up.
chance.
He's got one shot.
Yeah, so that's why I do like how they straight up pulled the animation out of the fucking games where he grabs that wire when he jumps down to the wire and like swings on it. Like it is a straight up
Is
right
it?
out of the video.
I
Yeah,
didn't
go
notice that.
play Arkham Knight and just watch like jump
Oh,
on a wire
it's from Arkham Knight.
or any of those the
Mm.
Arkham games
I'm imagining
Those
a
games are
Batman cosplayer breaking it down on a dance floor.
because of the club.
Oh, honestly, that scene when Batman goes into the club. In my
Which time?
like
At the
he's
beginning.
fucking people up in
Oh,
the
at the
club.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm sorry, I love the Tron Legacy movie. I was just waiting for Michael Sheen to pop up in
Yo,
that scene.
I love Michael Sheen. Look. Okay. So Michael Sheen's also in Twilight. He's like
Yes,
the
he's Aro.
yeah. He's like the
I'm
main
just
guy
like,
in the
please.
Volturi. Dude, he is fantastic in both of those movies, and he's basically the same character in both of those movies. He's like the creepy weirdo that's like
Yeah.
also a bad guy. Dude, if he had been the Riddler, oh my god, I would have like.
I'm looking at Michael Sheen. I recognize him, but barely.
Have you seen Tron Legacy?
I feel like he'd be a really good Two-Face.
Have you seen? No, that wouldn't fit him. He's like really like at least not for the characters he's played that we're talking about. He's really kind of weird.
Yeah, he
Yes,
plays
Redact
the
Bar.
off the wall character.
Yeah, he's like one of those like I don't know about this guy.
Like a kooky crazy character.
Well,
Yeah.
not even like he's kooky crazy, but like in a refined way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like the eccentric billionaire
Yes,
that's like
I've watched all of Good Omens. It's a great show.
I have not seen good.
he's like if Jack Sparrow was a rich guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the most elegant way to put it.
Yeah.
He'd be a really good leader of the Court of Owls. Like
Ooh,
like an
you know what?
eccentric, crazy family.
I could see that. He kind of is that. Like that's basically what the Volturi are.
Yeah.
My favorite part is when Batman fucks up and eats shit. Yeah, when he's gliding, that show's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
no, it's fantastic. That's like anytime. Sydney was talking about how like she likes movies where Batman just struggles,
Yeah.
and I was like,
This
good, you'll
movie
like this
is him
movie.
Yeah.
struggling.
This
like,
movie might as well be called not the Batman, but the Batman struggles.
That part was funny. I sort of saw it coming. As soon as he like was jumping down and saw that
Like the
little
first
thing, I
time?
was like, "There's no way he can land there perfectly. There's no way." And I was
gonna
like,
fucking deck his head.
"I was
on
like,
the
it's too
concrete.
right. It would be too cool for him to be perfect and land it." And then he hit it. I was like, "Oh, okay, I was right." You know what I mean? You ever think something is like, this is about to be dumb because he's gonna do it perfect, and then they mess up, and you're like, "I foresaw that correctly."
Yeah.
What's your favorite Riddler kill?
Me?
Yeah, or any of y'all, whoever wants to go first.
I think.
Yeah, when he's gliding and the camera angle goes from his
Yeah.
his face on the camera, he's like tilting his head. and
Yeah, it
shit.
does
It's
look
like,
weird.
It looked
Yeah.
hilarious to me.
He almost runs into that building too. I noticed that the
Coulson.
first time. Coulson.
My man Riddler was a mix of Jigsaw and John Doe.
Yes.
Facts. Exactly.
So
I kept
Coulson-
making that.
Him killing Coulson live like that. That was the only kill really that like you see the first kill. You know, you actually see it and like but nothing happens. The second kill is just in the video. You don't even see it happen. The Gil Coulson one's the only one that like has some substance to it.
Well, even then, in the concept
And
of
it's straight up
Coulson's
live.
character,
Mm.
he's like, I'm not gonna rat out the rat.
Yeah.
And he was just like, all this, if I say anything, it's going to affect all these people. And I'm like, yo, you should have thought about that before y'all. Like,
Made
Yeah.
the
this
deal.
whole situation.
He's a drug addict. He's
And
fucked up.
consequences of your actions.
Yes, I'm with you there. I'm just saying like that's the kind of character that isn't going to be able to have the what's it called?
Self-control.
Self-control to do like make the right decision. That's why he's a drug addict.
What do we-
Well, even in the end, he made the right decision for
By
his
not so
family.
yeah, for his family, which is like, you know, at least boom, at least you were
That's
able
a
to do that.
small redemption, but like, yo,
Yeah. He really does kind of become a redeemed character like upon second viewings where you're like, "Damn, I feel bad for this guy." Because he
Yeah.
seems to be a good
Mhm.
dude. Like he's
Yeah.
probably a good guy.
he didn't.
He just made bad
harass-
decisions.
He didn't harass Kravitz's character after
Yeah.
she was just like, all right, yo, I'm going home.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he does kind of come off creepy at first, but like I think it's more like he's lonely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's in that between like he's a high, but he's not like I ain't lost myself high.
Yeah, and he's not like overly like when he offers to like give her a ride home. Like it
Yeah.
feels
Yeah.
very genuine. Like he's not like I'm
I
gonna
don't
creep
wanna
on
leave
you.
you on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, please don't get in that car, because then as a viewer, we know he's the
Oh,
Riddler's
yeah.
in the car. You can hear him in the car.
Yeah. The
like,
breathing
please.
really sold the Riddler
I
for me.
can't. I can't. I hate hearing the
That
sound.
breathing. Yeah,
People
everyone was
breathe.
like after 4 viewings, only one of my viewings did no one laugh. Like 3 of the 4 times I went and saw this movie, the audience was like audibly laughing when he's breathing and talking. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's funny when Coulson answers justice, and it cuts to him and he goes yes for like a second. I was like, that was kind of funny. He said that in a silly way.
The whole time he's breathing, I keep thinking of kazoos. I'm like, I can't take this.
Like
serious.
the instrument, a
Yeah,
kazoo?
like it sounds just like it to me, especially like when he's breathing. He's like, and I'm like, it's a kazoo.
I don't know about that.
Wait, so you guys are both Coulson, right? Like that's your
Yes.
favorite kill.
Yeah, I
what
think
about you,
Coulson.
Amanda?
Same.
Coulson?
Honestly,
My favorite is the first one because he's fucking scary in that first scene.
Yeah.
Like when he's just
Oh,
standing
that
there-
might be my favorite still of the whole movie is when
Really?
when the screen goes bright again and he's revealed.
Yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
I missed that one. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you're good for that. That like you're good on that one. That's not your fault. But like
I
the-
literally saw the man's body hit the floor, and I was just like, I need to
Yeah.
sit
So you
down.
came in
So,
right for
yeah.
that. Okay.
Dude, so like the whole setup for that is basically he was watching from binoculars and then you see him look up at the skylight. And the next scene, like the dude's like sitting there watching TV.
He's watching his own debate with the black lady at the end that is
Right.
Yeah.
running.
Right.
And
then
he's
he,
watching
like,
their debate, and he is on the phone, and the camera keeps going from the TV
to
to
him.
a like perfect centered shot of him standing. Like the camera, all you see is like from his waist up to his head and a little bit of space above that. It's like zoomed in on him, and you see that there is background behind him.
Yeah.
And then it keeps cutting back to the TV and to him. To visually storytelling, it's telling you this is the guy on the TV. Look, see, it's
Yeah.
the same
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
And
then
then
he steps to
He
the
gets
side.
a phone call, and the phone call goes off, and the screen goes dark, and he walks out of frame, and then the screen goes bright again, and the Riddler is where he was
Yeah.
standing, but in the behind
like
him.
behind him.
And
yeah.
all you really see, you kind of see his outline, but you see his glasses light up.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It is fucking. I bet it's already online. Hold on, we'll find
It
out.
is-
I wear glasses, but there ain't no fucking way I'm wearing a mask. And my glasses as a costume, and I just seeing all of his cronies in the same outfit. I'm like, yo, your glasses are foggy. You're not making any shots.
Well, so I thought the same thing at first, but then like upon watching this and really seeing like how his mask is constructed, like there's no, like he's got his nose is cut out to where his nose isn't like breathing up into the mask and
But there's
creating
still
the fog.
residual air.
I mean, sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't have glasses, so again, I can't be weighing in on this. You have glasses and you have glasses, so I'm
There
sure
ain't
y'all
no way
know
you
for
wear
sure.
A mask like that, and
No.
yeah, ain't no way. Just because as you're wearing
I don't
glasses.
think it got leaked yet.
Secondly, the mask. Wait, can you pull up a picture of the mask for me? Like, I noticed that in the movie, like near the end, where they're like talking about their plan. Like, the mask can be found at such and such armory store.
It's
There
like-
is no way the glasses are staying on your face during this.
Well, so if
You saw his
look,
apartment. He's a creative individual.
If you look at how his mask is, it doesn't actually go over his whole head. It just
yeah,
covers
they put
like
saran wrap around the back of their heads, but there's still no way
That's so
between
that
the
they
head,
don't leave
your
hair behind.
ears,
yeah.
of there's little prongs on the end of your glasses that keep it on your face.
Well, he's probably got little hole. Like he probably punches them through the saran wrap and wraps them around his ears like that.
I mean, again, it's an unsettling.
Image.
It's an unsettling outline for the character. 'Cause in my mind, all I'm seeing is like Jim Carrey's Riddler, and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna keep the green motif. But
But
this
they do
man
kinda
looks like
keep
the
that, though.
Jigsaw killer. Like, there is no like, oh, this is a like, haha, funny. I'm gonna show you a riddle.
Well,
no, this guy is intimidating.
I think they're gonna
frightening.
get there if they bring him back again, like they're hinting at. I think what they're because like he talks about like his whole reason of wearing the mask is because he was inspired by Batman wearing his
Yes.
mask, and now that Batman is no longer like his hero, quote unquote, I think he's gonna change up his look.
Also, I think being subverted on how the villain is not conventionally attractive anymore. He's a regular guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Paul
And-
Dano is not an like unattractive dude.
No, I'm
they
not
they
saying
like
that
make
at
him
all.
purposely. They like kind of they make him seem like a for
like
lack
yeah,
of a better.
everyday dude.
Yeah, I don't want to say the word 'cause we can get in trouble on Twitch, but I'll type it in the Twitch chat and go around it. Boom, that word.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Oh,
make
yeah.
him very much that kind of guy.
Yeah. That was the first thing I said to you. I was like, oh, okay, he's this.
Yeah.
And then this time I looked at Marissa and said, oh, he's a weeb.
Yeah, he's kind of like subverting that redeemable villain because of
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
And
Inspired by me, truly.
like I'm not saying like
He's I mean, look, he's attractive, but he's not like the conventional attractive.
yeah, he's not what you would expect out of
Yeah.
a villain that is literally like mind fucking
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Like making him go out of his way to solve these riddles.
It make everybody go out of their way. doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like he's fucking fucking with the whole police department. He's fucking with the city. He's
But,
fucking with these
Like this is him
politicians.
during Love and Mercy,
Let's
which
see.
is the movie where he plays homeboy from the Beach Boys. He
Pull it
plays
up.
Brian. Okay, yeah, here.
He's all the nice guys. in
He's
the
like-
world.
He looks a lot, he's not like an unattractive looking
Okay,
dude.
I've seen him in other stuff.
Yeah. He's a really good singer, by the way. He actually sings in that movie and in other movies.
Well,
Like he's-
me and Marissa looked at each other and I was like, I bet during the auditions they were like, okay, can you hit these notes? Because we need Riddler to hit these notes.
Yeah,
wouldn't
when
be
he starts
surprised.
singing Ave Maria at the end, I was like, oh, this is the perfect creepy shit for him to do.
Oh, yeah.
that was like
absolutely.
dude, he killed Ave Maria. What a legend. That movie, that
Do you
song
know
plays
who
twice.
plays the Joker?
Mm-hmm.
It's the dude from...
It's Druig from the Eternals.
Yeah.
The actor is
Pull him up. I need
yeah.
to look at his face again because he has like such a non-memorable face for me for that movie.
Yeah, I watched that movie by myself with no one around.
Eternals.
Yeah, I
It's a
watched
great
that
movie.
by myself because I enjoy Marvel movies. I mean, I've been around since the first start of the Marvel movies or the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Iron Man.
Barry Keoghan is his name.
Scandinavian.
Pull up his picture on the big screen.
But
But what?
like, I
This-
think
this
we've
is not
become
exactly a flattering picture of him.
we've become spoiled by movies giving in credit scenes.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we
and
have.
Absolutely.
the subversion of tonight at the
Well,
end.
so it is a thing, but it's not like a. Because, like, you said what? The website's loading, Charlie? Like, if you go to the. So there's the goodbye and there's a quick flash of a URL. It's the URL from the movie where it's like URL, what is it?
Rata Alada.
Rata Alada.
Yeah.
And if you go to that website, you can play little mini games and it'll unlock a picture or whatever from the movie. But there's
It's not a mini
also-
game. You just open it.
But
I'm sorry, but it's just giving me flashbacks to like Five Nights at Freddy's, where you had to go
Yes.
through all the source
Stop it.
code.
Stop it. I don't even want to talk about that shit.
But you,
I hate that shit.
you're
It
going
was
about-
too real. It's too in my life all the time. Quentin, when we worked at Learn TV, Quentin would put it on every computer in the building,
I can't.
in all 4 rooms. We had a control room, an editing room, a studio room, and a writing room. And he would pull up the fucking Five Nights source code, like from different points of view on every computer. He'd zoom in on some, he'd zoom out on others. Like he would have like certain words highlighted, and he would do all this before I got there. Like he would set it up the night before. And then we'd go to work, and it would all be there, and he would cut the lights off of the whole, like, he'd shut the fucking breakers off. Like, he would fucking sorry.
Yeah,
That hit me with, that hit a line in my psyche.
yeah, you
Well-
brought up bad memories for Charlie.
Like it just like in my mind, I'm like Five Nights at Freddy's confirmed Batman universe. Like,
That would
is
be
there
fun.
a purple? Is there a purple guy for Batman to fight? Like, yo, that would be kind of cool though.
I can see the Joker having something like that, like killer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really, like, I like that Barry, whatever his name is, guy for the Joker, but I'm also, like, super scared of him being the Joker.
What do you mean?
'Cause I feel like he's, like, the kind of guy who might mess it up.
Well, so like
Jared
that's
Leto?
the thing. Like the laugh, like at the end of this movie,
Anywho, Moon
Ma-
Knight.
Marissa was saying,
Interesting.
like really threw
I
her
don't
off.
know much about Moon Knight.
I don't know anything about Moon Knight either. I've seen the memes for Moon Knight,
I'm
but
excited for
I've
it.
been told that that's
Where the
not
fuck is
actually
my
his
money?
actual dialogue. Yeah, I'm here, Spider-Man. Where the fuck is my money? I could see that though. If they lean into that, holy fucking shit, that would be hilarious. That would be the best thing out. Like that might be better than Deadpool.
Listen, man.
Just a dude.
The
that's
Obi-Wan
batshit
series.
crazy. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about the Obi-Wan trailer.
Well, I mean, this was really a Batman podcast. I just
we've talked
remembered.
about Batman for.
I'm
an
excited
hour
for
and
Obi-Wan. I'm
47
excited
minutes.
for what's it called? Moon Knight. What else? Hold on. What are the big Disney Plus stuff coming out right now? There's Moon Knight. There's Obi-Wan.
There's Bad Batch season 2 was announced.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
but no date yet, and it apparently got pushed back from where it was
Oscar
originally
Isaac,
gonna
the love of my life.
go. You've also got the Ahsoka show coming. You've got
Ahsoka's the one I couldn't remember that I love
Yeah.
a lot. I'm excited for that one.
apparently Cassian's getting a show.
Ugh, fucking whatever.
Right?
I don't want that.
I don't want it either.
I don't
feel
want
like-
it not just 'cause I don't care, because I don't want that to be a thing that I need to go watch Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Because
well,
you know me, I'm
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
Well,
I need to watch all
this
of the
is,
canon.
This is why, like, I don't like all these shows coming off of the Batman, 'cause I feel like it's more shit to have to watch, and it's becoming
night,
it's
Marissa.
becoming more of a chore than an interest, and I don't.
Good night, Marissa.
Good night, Marissa. It's becoming more of a chore than an interest, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? I feel like the Batman is fantastic on its own. Let's let it sit for a little bit instead of being like, Penguin's getting a show, Jim Gordon's getting a show, oh, this Catwoman's getting a show. You know what I mean? Like, every character in this fucking movie's getting a spinoff, and I'm like, can we just take a moment to, like, let it sit? You know what I mean? Let it really, like, breathe, and then, like, let's see what it does. Like, have a sequel or two, something like that. And it just
We've
I don't know.
gotten
It's
Nah,
to-
fuck that noise. I'm excited about the show. I'm excited
Don't
about
get me
both
wrong.
shows that are
Don't
happening.
get me wrong. I'm excited, but it also feels like a chore, and I don't like that. I want it to be something that I'm interested in, rather than like something like they're forcing down my throat. Like you gotta
I'm so
absorb this
interested.
Yeah,
content.
you're gonna get lost in the next
Not me.
installment
Yeah,
if you don't pay
exactly,
attention.
exactly. Like I don't want to have to see the Penguin show or see
Nope.
the Jim Gordon show
think
to
you're
be
wrong.
able to understand the Batman too. You know what I
Wrong.
mean?
I think you're wrong.
Well, I'm not wrong. I'm right.
Well, I
but,
don't
you
think
know.
you're right, 'cause they would if they didn't make money doing it. It means that no one's watching. If enough people are watching for them to justify doing it, then it means that a lot of people like it and
But
want it to
that's
happen.
the thing. They didn't.
Just 'cause you don't want
This
to, or
was-
like you don't want to have the chore of watching all this content, doesn't mean that the me's of the world don't.
No, no, no.
And
but
there's
that's-
more of
that's
me who are
fine.
paying people.
That's fine,
make
but
content.
like, hear me out on this, okay? When this movie first came out, it was gonna be its
A whole
own
week ago.
separate thing. It wasn't gonna have anything to do with the DCU. It was gonna be like a one-off, and that's it.
I don't think it
And
was ever going to be a
now-
one-off.
No, there's no way.
It was
just
never
gonna-
going to just be a one-off.
I don't
Not that
know. That's
movie.
the vibe I got from. This
I think it
movie,
was
and that's
always
what
gonna
all
be
these
not-
people were
It
saying.
was always
about
going to be not part of the DCEU.
And-
That's
and-
true.
And now it's fucking like getting huge, and people are like, it's good. And now they're like, well, let's do all these spin-off shows.
No, they've been ready to do all the shows were both announced like a year ago.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? That's
No, I mean, like, I don't know about the whole concept of having like all these spin-off shows. Like, I mean, granted, I know there's people out there in the world like you that are crazy, and there's people like me out there in the world that are like will watch it anyway because it's like, you know, it's Batman and it's
personally-
whatever.
Personally, I've like taken the stance that until the whole show is released, I don't like watching on release days.
and waiting for
Yeah.
another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
See,
too.
So-
for me,
it
it's
depends on the show though.
for me
so.
on Disney Plus. I love it 'cause most of the shows I like on Disney Plus come out on Wednesday morning, technically, which is really like 3 a.m. Tuesday night, like Wednesday at 3 a.m., which is like a Tuesday night. So
yeah.
for me, it's like I get home from work on Tuesdays 'cause I work 3 days a week, and one of them's Tuesdays. So like it's become a thing where when one of these shows is on, I get to come home from work and like, yes, I get to watch a show. Like I get to
Well-
watch a new episode of a show, and it's like part of my routine. And I love that. But you're also talking to a guy who has seen literally every single Marvel movie in theater in the MCU, and every like Star Wars movie, every fucking DC movie that wasn't the DCU, all the Dark Knight movies, the fucking this Batman. I've seen it 4 times. Like I watched Game of Thrones 10 times all the way through. Not like sorta all the way through. Literally every episode 10 times all the
Wow.
way through. I'm a fucking
Nice
nerd. Like
that
it's
you
like
like
I'm an
movies
I'm an
like that.
encyclopedia. Like I'm constantly I need the information to keeping up with it. But that's me. I'm ridiculous. My brain is
Like,
stupid.
I know this is more like in a live action podcast. I rarely hear you talk about anime. Like I've garnered the stance of like waiting almost a week before I watch the new Attack on Titan episode that's
Mhm.
been releasing
Mhm.
because it's the final season. All the hype surrounding it, and I'm just like, I'm okay. I'm gonna like avoid spoilers on like my apps and stuff. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do it on my time and not do it like Sunday evening, 'cause it comes out on at 4:00 Eastern time in the afternoon, and I'm just like, I'm busy, got stuff to do. I'll wait a week.
Well, and my issue is
I don't look at my
work all,
phone that much, Red Akbar.
my issue is I work all the fucking time, so it's like it's hard for me unless like
watch
me
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
unless
I
me
can
and him
understand.
sit down and watch it. Like me and him watched what was it Book of Boba Fett together. We watched WandaVision together. We watched a lot of Marvel stuff together. Honestly, I think like the more I think about it, if they space it out the same way Disney Plus has spaced it out, I think I'm okay with it. All that shit being released at once, I don't think I'd be okay with, because
Yeah.
then it's like piled on to what I'm watching already.
The only thing I don't like about things being released all at once, the only thing is people spoiling it all at once. 'Cause like
Yeah.
Yes, because they'll speed watch it
Yes.
and not fully grasp what's going on, and just
Firmly
spoil
grasp. Sorry, go ahead.
firmly grasp.
You said fully grasp, and
Fully
I was
grasp.
just saying firmly.
Yeah, they won't fully
Excuse me.
grasp the concept of the show. They'll just speed watch it,
Yes.
say they watched it, and be like, all right, here's like 10 top 10 things that happened in it, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Everyone needs to get their fucking YouTube
it'll
video
be
out.
yeah, like it'll be 24 hours after it's been released, and there's
Yeah.
50 new videos, and all of them make no sense. And as an average viewer, I say average. I don't really watch that much TV. I play my Switch more often than I watch TV. But like as an average viewer, I try not to put that much TV time in.
It's a good thing
I put
and
so
it's a
much
bad
TV
thing
time
at
in,
the
so
same
it's
time
ridiculous.
because you've got so many things that you can watch and so many creators that have their hands. in
Not
the
only
pot.
so many things, so many good things.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
problem.
Yeah. And
It's
you've
not like
got
the old days where there was like
Oh yeah.
one out of
dime and a
50.
dozen.
Yeah,
And
one
it-
like a dime a dozen great shows. Now it's like there's fucking 10 great shows for every 20 bad shows. It's like
Absolutely.
a third of the shows are good, and there's fucking 90 of them.
Oh yeah.
at
and
a
then,
time.
and
that
then
are
on
coming
top
out.
of that, you've got people making content based around those shows because
Yeah.
like if you go me and you specifically, our YouTubes are basically all people talking about reviews of shit that we watched already
Yeah.
or whatever's come out recently. Like I'm sure that in my recommendations as soon as I get home there's going to be 20 fucking videos about the Obi-Wan trailer.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
You know what I mean? And that's the life we're living right now. Whereas like now I don't know. Charlie's still on that kind of life, but I've kind of slowed down some where I'm kind of mixing my shit up. Like I watch documentaries on shit because it's at a certain point it just becomes exhausting.
I mean, I watch
to-
documentaries and stuff too. I watch
No,
all
no,
that.
yeah, and
I watch all that stuff, but I just also you got to remember also that I have a lot more time
Well, yeah,
on
that's
my
what I'm
hands to
saying.
watch stuff than everybody
I
else.
do too, and it's just like it's either I'm watching whatever they're talking about or I'm watching the thing they're talking about, and I just have to break it up somehow. That's why I've been getting more into cars and stuff lately because like to me it's not like you're being overwhelmed with information about whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
You can like learn at your own pace and take your time doing it. Amanda, what do you think? You've been like obscenely quiet.
Very quiet. I'm plotting.
You're plotting.
You're
Oh,
plotting.
you didn't even tell Marissa that you love her.
Well, Charlie was
Me either.
talking.
Fucking interrupt me.
Yeah,
I
just
didn't,
talk
I
over
didn't
him.
want
He's fucking.
to. I
you know.
felt weird. I didn't want to do that. You were
Dude.
like really like
Dude,
passionate
dude,
about what you were
hold on,
talking
hold
about.
on, hold on.
So
Back up for a second. Have you not seen the way we all talk to each other?
Yeah,
we
but
talk
yeah.
over each other all the time. I've talked over Josie at least 8 times, and
Yes.
she's talked over me, which is fine.
No one
Nobody's-
can see Josie, so I've just been like punching her in the face to stop her so that I can talk. Like,
Yeah,
like I'm just getting away with that. So you
It-
know what I mean?
it-
Like it's easy.
yeah. It's like you just gotta like get in there and fucking be like, hey, this is what I think. Everybody, shut up. Ah,
well, I will next time.
that's the John Mulaney joke, by the way.
It's that. Oh, move your phone.
Move your
What?
phone. It's
How-
not me. I
what?
think I don't know what that is. Oh, it's you you're bouncing your leg and that's bumping this wire. Like
Oh,
if you
yep,
just
that's
you
what it
can-
was. Boom.
just slide back some.
The
and then you
phones
can
can't be
bounce
too
your
close
leg.
to the mic wires, or it'll cause.
Yeah,
feedback.
there you go. Now you can bounce your leg perfectly fine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There we go.
Perfect.
Well, keep an eye on which wire that was, so that I can figure out what
So
the fuck
she
that
was
was, because
bumping-
that was a new noise for us.
She was bumping my wire for my laptop being plugged in, and also bumping her headphone wire, and I think
Okay.
that's what it was.
I understand. We'll figure that out.
And there's another wire over here that's got a red, orange rubber band about it that was also bumping too.
They
Well,
were all just bumping.
it is.
It was bumping. You're doing bumps right now, aren't you?
Fuck
man?
Okay.
yeah.
If you are, you're very strategically good at it because you've been on camera the whole time.
Imagine
Well, look,
that.
we are wrapping up on 2 hours. It's 2:40 in the morning. Let's
Yeah, I
let's
gotta-
go ahead
oh
and
my
wind this one
God.
down.
Yeah, I gotta hold
Let's
drive
wind it
home.
back.
Okay, so let's real fast go over every episode of Game of Thrones before.
It was
Before-
all
let's-
good. The
Let's
end was
wrap it
rushed.
up. Yeah. Okay.
And that's what
Anyway.
I think.
Anyway,
That's my
Redact
2
Bar,
cents.
Marissa, if you're actually still lurking, which I doubt you are. Nathaniel, if you're still here. Sneaky,
Nathaniel.
fuck you if you're here. I love you guys. I love anybody who's still listening / watching.
Whopping 3
Have a good-
viewers.
What?
Whopping 3 viewers in
Yes,
chat.
whopping. Shut. You fucking fish. What are you doing here not saying hi to me until it's over? Dude.
Season 1 of Thrones
Chicago.
rocks. Yeah, season 1's fucking fantastic.
I'm upset. You're pissing me off here. You, God damn it. I just tuned in like 3 minutes ago. Well, I love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have a great night, everybody. Josie, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Amanda,
Yes.
you need to stop talking. You talk way too much during these things.
Yeah,
I
I
am so
swear. You're talking
sorry.
all
Creighton,
over.
I'll
Creighton,
do better next
honestly,
time.
Creighton, I need more input from you, honestly. You're not enough.
I know.
Not enough
I know.
input.
I gotta bring it on in. I gotta pull my dick and put it out on the table. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
totally. But don't in
Pull
front of,
in.
be careful 'cause, Twitch. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't have
Just
time
right
to
here
watch
on
the
camera.
Boss Baby TV show. Yeah, don't do that. That's
Look,
like
you
a
know what you
terrible
guys
use
need
of
to
your
do?
time.
Just put everything else on the back burner and watch us. And that's
Yeah.
it.
honestly,
This
good
is
idea.
all you can get your news from right
Yep.
here. This is all
Jesus,
everything
that's a
that's
bad place.
important. Everything that's important we'll tell you right here.
Yeah, you know, like no, never mind. That was a bad joke. Anyway,
What were you
have a good. I was gonna be like, no, who almost said it. Nope, not saying it. Have a good night, everybody. Later.
Later.